here we are, episode 5. We've decided we'll try and get back on track by doing one at the beginning of April and the end of April to try and make up for the missed March episodes.
It's the 29th of April.
29th of April, 3 days after my 33rd. No, killed myself yet out of depression.
Oh, yeah. Happy birthday, by the way.
Yeah, happy birthday. I know there's a bit of cake over there. Is that for me?
That's not your cake, mate.
I've had enough cake, man.
Did you get your caterpillar cake?
I got a caterpillar cake. I got, hopefully if they'll hear this, they'll sponsor us going forward. There's a local takeaway shop called Hoagie's.
Oh, Hoagie's.
Got a big piece. It was good. I can't remember what I got. The steak. No, the steak and cheese one, but the other pulled beef one.
I can't remember what it's called. That, man.
It's a good,
Hoagie's is a good place.
Good place. So,
and they're all devout listeners, truly.
Devoted
sending us free Hoagie's.
Free Hoagie's, aye. Oh. So that was my birthday. That's all I wanted. So that's good. I got money for Donkey Kong Country on the Switch.
Oh.
Can't get it yet because it's not till next week. But
fuck's sake.
The money is there.
Your mom picked an awful time to squirt you.
Fuck's sake, Leslie. Why did you not wait a week?
Did you not know?
Did you not know that Donkey Kong Country would come out 33 years later?
Fuck's sake.
Probably no, because it's the first Donkey Kong Country and they've been out. But
that's not an excuse.
Aye, so we decided, you know what? We'll make it up. We are aiming for 12 episodes this year, so we're back on track.
One a month. Missed out December a wee bit, but
well, I said this calendar.
This calendar year, yeah.
We're going for 12.
Aye.
12 in a row, yes. Yeah. We decided, you know what? We fucked it because we had a colleague at work, Peter Watson, who normally
Twitter fame,
who sends in questions. We forgot to get him a card when he was leaving.
Aye, I felt we did bad for him.
So we felt bad for him. I was like, you know what? To make up for it,
or get you on.
To make it worse, as whatever way we want to look at it, you can come on and
tell us off
about your imaginary Twitter account that you don't actually have, and you'd be able to take part. But he fucked us. He's not here.
I think he's still sleeping.
He's still in his bed. We did text him. We did phone him. No reply.
I can only assume he's died. Which I'll really bad if he is. But
aye, hopefully get well soon, Pete.
Aye, get well soon. We'll want to get you a get well soon card, but we'll get you on the next podcast.
No, he said it's one and done.
Yeah,
we get Jameson back on next month to make up for it. So not only do we not have a guest as expected, it means we won't have any questions because he's the one that asked them all.
Aye, he's just AWOL completely.
And even the pun that came up for the shout out to Laura in work who listens now, who said she likes all the titles. My handiwork take a good 3 seconds before every show to come up with. But to celebrate the fact that Pete was going to be here and that he'd quit his job, the pun or the title for this episode was going to be "My work here is Dunt," but it doesn't work now because he's not.
You never tell me what these are going to be, so it's always a bit of freshness for me.
A bit of fresh. Don't want to give too much away. You know, we talk about every other aspect of the fucking episode, so we need to have a wee bit of mystery.
May as well critique the title.
Are you going to scat here, or are you going to keep last month's?
No, I mean, it was a good rendition of the tune last month. We can all agree there, I think.
So we'll just have the normal tune this month then.
Yeah, and it will start now.
I don't know why I was waiting for it to play because it wasn't going to. No,
I know that advanced.
No, right. So we'll get into the meat and potatoes of the episode.
I think we're getting any more of a rhythm the more we do this now.
Yeah, I fucked this bottle.
Oh, you fucked your bottle
and it just spilt all over my face.
It hates you. The bottle hates you.
So my plan was to stop the rustling of bottles during the episode, but then I knocked it over and now I broke the lid. It's just poured all
shambles.
Shambles. So sorry.
See, Pete was here. This wouldn't happen.
He would have.
He'd have fed you that water for his hands.
Aye, that's why he's going to be here. He's just going to get some drinks and things like that, you know. Yeah. But so
ironically, more work.
So I've got an XFL update.
Oh really?
Yeah. Let's just get straight.
Has there been news? No news. Let's do it.
Well, there's been. I'm made that up. But
fuck.
I think since we've no actual news to talk about this month, I think the best course of action would be to actually apply to have a team.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
The Glasgow Dunters, I think.
The Glasgow Dunters. That's the VJ Dunters.
Jameson kind of watches American football every now and then.
So he'll be our quarterback.
Suppose I'm fat, so I'll be the guy who stands in front of the quarterback and blocks him off to
I
get
can't
to
really
him.
do much. I'll be the water boy.
That's Pete.
Oh fuck!
But he won't turn
They
up
won't
for
show up,
games.
so I'll be the backup water boy.
Backup water boy.
Backup water
No, I
boy.
was thinking, but who's given them more press than us recently?
That's true.
Especially in the UK market. So I think we should get a team. In there.
Yeah, I think we're the forefront of pushing the XFL.
If we could get all the cunts
UK at
who
least.
drove the Scottish Claymores
Aye.
to extinction,
Just get them involved.
because that's what happened with like in the wrestling, right? In the 90s, there was two big companies. There was WCW and WWF,
yeah.
right? And they were in a war with each other, and so WWF won, obviously, since they're still gone. Of
course.
But then WCW died, and then a new company came out, and they had the best wrestling name ever, TNA. Because when you're embarrassed about liking wrestling, having
Aye.
the initials tits and ass as your name is going
That's
to
really
be
good.
Quite good. But their first brilliant idea was to hire all the cunts who drove WCW into the ground. So TNA
that
were
seems
just a
wise.
disaster as well. They're still going, but like
You fucked it one time, so
aye, but
you only do that.
Surely you've learned, haven't you? No. So
No, you haven't, sorry.
there's a wrestling update for the episode as well. Just a wee bit of history.
Yes.
17 years ago. So no XFL update this month, but I believe you've got a Flat Earth update. Is
I do have a Flat Earth
Mike,
update.
or what was that his name?
Mad Mike's still in hospital, maybe. I don't know what he's coming about with. I'm sure he's planning for a second launch, but really the major update that I can find that it is the Earth is still round. I've not found any shred of evidence to say that it is flat. There was a guy, I did watch an interview with a guy, and he was trying to like have a one-on-one discussion. Really, complete ridiculous like arguments, like no slagging him, just hear him out, see what he has to say, and this guy just wasn't having it at all.
No.
Like it would sit and like contemplate and listen to like this guy going, well, you see NASA's like lying to you, and so is every single like scientist that's in on it. You have an induction when you become a scientist, and they tell you about the flat Earth, and they give you all this busy work, but it's just all fake, so they're all being lied to. And the guy's like, okay. I don't think that's true, but okay. And it was the most calmest debate ever. It was great.
I think what we should do here, right? My mate Stuart is an astrophysicist.
Right, aye.
We should get him on and just ask him that. Were you told all this when you became an astrophysicist?
Aye, but they might have done like the Men in Black thing, where they told him and then blanked his memory of everything. But deep down he knows.
Would that know why the
astrophysics, I suppose. Which that's fine, because he's not doing it and he's not actually studying it.
the astrophysics and the fact they went here, by the way.
Aye.
This is this one. But this is the thing, right? I've never actually found out. I've seen a lot of people go, aye, NASA's lying, right? They've never actually given a reason why NASA are lying, though. Just they're lying about what?
They made that space agency and it was just all a ruse. The other 30 odd space agencies, they're also in on it as well.
I have been reading the Discworld books, right?
Aye.
Now, this could be proof that it's called Discworld, right?
Aye.
No Globe World. And
He was in on it.
I think Terry Pratchett was in it because he does say that the world is a disc rather than round, but it is also on the back
of turtles.
a giant space turtle that has elephants on its shell holding up the world.
I think that's a decent shout.
And Rincewind, the wizard, has gone over the edge of the disc at one point as well. So, I mean, have they said that Terry Pratchett's the head of the Flat Earth conspiracy?
No, but I think he was a physicist at some point in his life. I think he was working for that NASA.
Well, this is the thing though, like, all the lore of the Discworld books is more evidence of a flat Earth than any flat Earth conspiracist has actually came up with, and that's just like fiction. So
It's like, look at some evidence of this. It's cameras add on a curve. It's like, aye, but your eye doesn't. So like, just go up dead high and you'll see.
Mad Mike is the closest we've ever had to any sort of proof.
Tangible proof, yeah.
Imagine,
He's in the hospital.
and
now.
he's in the hospital. Imagine he came back and said, "Aye, there's a flying space tortoise with elephants."
I believe him.
I believe him.
I believe him,
As you
because
said,
he's done
the proof
what you need
that-
to do
aye.
to prove that.
I mean, he doesn't believe in science at all, despite building rockets and shit like that, but he did. Fair play to him. He did smash his face in the name of the Flat Earth movement, which is more
He made a non-scientific rocket. That's
using kettles.
I fucking wondered how they work.
A big tea.
Big tea.
It did work. It took off. Well, it worked to a
Got
degree.
my
It
wee
took
bit.
off, which is more than we expected. We thought it would just blow up on the ground.
Actually.
To be fair, it's happened with NASA and they're proper scientists. So
Mad Mike has a better kind of, not win rate, but like
killed
he's 1-for-1 with like rockets going up. NASA, I don't know.
exactly. So mate, I'm starting to turn the corner in the flat earth.
Quite like this guy. I might vote for him in the upcoming election.
Can we get him on?
I mean, he's in the hospital.
Is he still? He said he had a broken nose. What the fuck? I know the American hospitals try and get as much money out of you as possible, but months in hospital for a broken nose is
They just
pushing it a wee
they
bit.
just started explaining things, and he was like, "I don't know, because I don't believe in science. That could be right. I don't know."
What's this X-ray you're talking about? Never heard of it, mate.
Your head's actually grown a bit, so we need to squash it down. And he's like, "Of course."
Have you got any steam-powered X-rays?
Steam powered X-rays.
Right, so that's the flat Earth. Any other updates you want to?
Have you got any update with your flatmate? What's the bin bag situation like?
Fucking hate her. I fucking hate her so much. So I was off work this week to see if I wanted to live to see my 33rd birthday or no. I had to take a few days off to contemplate it.
Aye.
And there was workies in our house at one point, right?
In her house.
In her house. Because you could hear a stupid voice in the close going, "Oh my." Like, so it was electricity guys, Scottish Power, I think it was, and they came out and went, "Oh, your agency, who you pay rent to, I've said to have to come out and have a look at your meter." And she went, "I think it's just really old." And the guy went, "Ha ha ha." And I was like, what the fuck is going on here? Because Stanley wasn't happy with all this intrusion in the close. So later on, now I meant to take a picture of this one because she was being a cheeky cow, right? Even more so than usual. This was more. Normally she'll just put the bin bag out in front of her door, but this was more in the middle. So when I opened the door to go to the shop or whatever, I was like, "Oh, these cunts going to think this is my bin bag," you know? I was like, I don't like this. So I went out, kicked it a wee bit over her.
Nice.
So that was Monday or Tuesday, I think, and that bin bag didn't get moved to yesterday.
Fuck's sake.
Friday night. Sorry, when my brother texted me asking for an old phone. He works in Buddies round the corner. I had to take a fucking phone round to him because he broke his, and she left just before I did because I heard her door just so I was unlocking me. I was like, "You fucking
You just sit and listen to ear like the door,
Aye,
waiting for that rustle of plastic.
So that happened, right? So she moved it, and when I went out in the close, that's when I realised it was fucking dried in bin juice in the close now. The worst fucking type of juice there is.
Because that could be anything.
Aye,
That could be any stain.
any stain, and it's there right in the middle between the two flats, so people could go down like, "Is he leaving bin juice in the close?" Now that's the rankest.
It's bringing
now, that
down
is.
your reputation now.
I don't have a reputation.
You're going to have one and it'll be a bad
Well,
one.
if I do have a reputation, it's certainly not a positive one.
Aye,
you know.
that's true, aye.
But anyway, so that was it, and I was like, for fuck's sake. So yesterday I was just in the living room playing God of War 2, trying to make my way through the games before getting a new one. And Kelly came into the living room and went, "Did you hear that?" And I went, "Did I hear what?" And she went, "That sounded like a bin bag being put down into the close." And I went and looked through the wee spy hole. Lo and behold, there was a fucking bin bag in the close. So Kelly's like some sort of tracker. She can hear these things now.
She can hear the rustling.
When I left this morning, it was still fucking there. Now, I've got two shitty neighbours. I've got her across and one down the stair who also has a dog and just lets it fucking bark all the time, which sets off Stanley, who then barks all the time, and it's just fucking misery, right? So
Just want to sit and play God of War.
I want to play God of War, just silence even, you know, it's like just give some peace. So now the one down the stairs with the dog, I don't know what she is, right? I can't tell what age she is because she looks older than me. But then see when I have a sensible haircut and shave, which isn't very often, I'm not saying I look pure fuck, I look 19, but I don't look as old as I am, you know, which as a lazy person is bad because I just look old all the time. But yeah, so I can't tell what age she is, but whenever she has people around, they always seem like a lot younger than her.
Yeah.
Right?
Like what age difference?
Like, well, I'd say she looks older than me, so we'll say like mid to late
35,
30s,
yeah.
right? But when she has people round, it's like people that are like early to mid-20s, but I can't tell if she just looks fucking terrible or like the dog barking just makes her age or what, right?
Which is known to do.
Which is known to do. But so the other week she had people over, right? And her bedroom must be under my bedroom because all I could hear was these fucking horrible shagging sounds, right? And I was sitting there thinking, what does this sound like? No, in a pervy way. I'm just like, I'm woken up now by this fucking horrible noise. And the only thing I could think of was that this is kind of like what I imagine pigs shagging sounded like. It was like this minging sort of grunting noise. And I don't know if it was her or the guy.
Yeah.
But either way,
it's bad.
It wasn't sexy, right? I wasn't sitting there with a pinger going, oh, I might try and get some off Kelly now. I was like, I don't want to have sex ever again in my life.
My mind went from like not having sex with your girlfriend, but chapping the door and joining it in.
So it's like,
get me in this time.
Room for one more, eh? So I was like, this is the worst, right? And now at this time, I've not heard from my other neighbour in the next close where George Michael. No, I was hoping.
You're hoping for some mood music?
Yeah, not mood music. It's like, can you just play anything to drown this out? Because this is fucking awful. Because it was like 2 a.m, so I couldn't like turn up a telly or play some music to drown out, because then I'd get complained to as well.
You could just do it back.
Yeah.
Sit there yourselves going,
Good.
Aye.
Sound like some.
Do you not do that? I just do that all the time.
No, like some sort of demented seal.
Every time you hear the postman coming up the stairs.
I need to let the postman know I'm getting some sex.
Somebody chaps the door, look raging when you open it. Just be like, fuck.
Answer the door naked. Fuck's sake, mate. What do you want? I'm just trying to put letters through your letterbox. Why'd you open the door with a pinger, for fuck's sake? Sorry, mate. No.
It's no me chapping your door, mate.
So, like, this was the worst, right? So I was like, this. Luckily, she doesn't seem to get a hold that often. Or she's moved on. She shagged that guy, went, what the fuck's this noise? And got someone else. I don't know, I've not asked her.
What's this noise that's coming from my throat?
This is the thing, I don't know if it was her or him.
I just want to hope it is, huh?
It was just a noise. It's like, it was like, what the fuck? Yeah. At first I thought she was choking, I didn't know whether to go down. It's like, but then when it
well, maybe she was.
So, like, that was the first neighbour update, right? So that was awful. Now, the second time, our pal across the landing, I genuinely don't know the neighbours down the stairs name, right? I don't. I know at the back of my mind somewhere there is one across the landing whose name I do know. I just can't think.
Can't think what it is.
But we'll go with the one across the landing. We'll call her. Right?
Sure.
Is that a real name?
I don't know.
Oh,
the one across. No,
right. So right, that's fine. Well, when I say, I just realised where it came from. Kinda.
I don't do that.
Alright, we'll call her.
So what's her name?
Susan.
Susan. We're going to go with Susan.
It's not that, is it?
No.
Right,
it's
that's
not
fine.
Susan.
That's fine. So Susan across the way. It was about 4 a.m. Now, I do know she has a boyfriend because we talked about it last episode. He thought I might be winching her.
Aye, maybe.
Seemed alright with it, I suppose. I don't know. He didn't seem angry at the time, but
maybe it was just a new thing.
Maybe she doesn't like me that much. But to be fair, I do live closer than he does, so maybe if she was that desperate for a winch, you know, I'm right
just
there.
Traverse the bin bag and that.
Just climb over the bin bags.
Who you knocking on the door?
I mean, I wouldn't, because even if I was single, right, and like I was a wee bit, you know what? I mean, she's not the worst looking lassie I've ever seen, old Susan, but she's not really my type. But if I was desperate, you know, I'd maybe go, why not? Why not? Aye, fire in. But the bin bags is a deal breaker, so any hope of that is now long gone, right?
She fucked it for herself.
She fucked it for herself.
She could have had you.
She could have mounted me, but she had to go over the bin bag mountain. So it was about 4 a.m, right? Kelly had went out with the dog. Both of us had, I think. So we took the dog out and we came back into the close and we heard this braying is only noise.
Braying?
It's like, I know, it's like there is something weird about our close where the floor, I don't know, the roof, the ceiling above where the back door is, there's no floor, like covering, so you can see like wooden slats, which is obviously either my house's or her house's hall or something like that. I don't know what's happened, right? So it's weird. And then, but but you could, because there's no proper covering, you could hear it coming down, and it was echoing through the close. This sort of horsey noise is what I'm going to go for. Man. And I was like, well, unless someone's shagging in my house, which I'd be pretty upset about.
Aye, considering it's no you.
It's not me. It must be her. And as we got up the stairs, you could just hear it echoing more and more because it was through it, and it was bad. I'm all for people getting their hole right as long as it's consensual. Cool, go knock yourself out. Gets it. Don't echo through the close with weird noises. Be a bit self-aware.
Aye, that's the.
I know life isn't like porn, and people don't go, oh yeah, and like, you know, but
just kind of go, aye.
You finished yet? Why is it still going? That's the noise.
What's that? That's what I hear all the time.
Right, and just don't make weird noises. Have a bit of self-awareness, you know. If you do make animal noises, maybe reel it in a wee bit, you know.
Aye.
But
keep it off the farm.
So that's two neighbours. Now the one down the stair, I can't remember if we gave her a name or no. Susan's the one across, isn't she?
Susan's the one across.
Right, so
Mildred.
Joanne's the one downstairs, right? I don't know if that was her or she just doesn't get her hole that often because she makes those noises.
Yeah.
So that was a one-off, it seems. But now I'm worried because Susan across the way, she is in a relationship, I'm assuming.
Exactly, yeah.
So this could be a common occurrence.
It could be.
Because I used to hear her have her, like, I really hope she doesn't listen to this. Like, the bathroom walls are really thin, right? Mm-hmm. So when she first moved in, I could hear her singing in the shower. To shite. And I was like, alright. But then she would go out some nights and then have breakdowns. Remember I told you about I love you, John? Or Johnny? Because I had to ask if this was your pal's name. Because I woke up one night in the middle of the night for a wee piss knock and I was like, I love you, Johnny! And I was like, man, this is putting me off my piss stride here.
This stream.
It's not happening.
It's going all over the place.
So I was like, man, I don't know if I should say something. Or like, singing in the showers, if you're an inward person, I don't give a fuck if people hear me saying I was in a band singing, you know, like, if you go online, you'll hear me singing.
Like, you're not going to hear, like, you know, the best performance if you're in the shower singing, but it's no anything to get raging at.
I'm not as auto-tuned as, no. It's like, so like, I don't have any shame, I suppose, that if people hear me and doing, oh, you're shite singer, they go, aye, like, but I was having a shower.
But I was in the shower, so.
It's like, but even if I was in stage and someone went, you're shite singer, they go, aye, that's why we're a punk band.
But I'm up here and you're doing there, and I'm trying
my worst. But I know people can get a bit embarrassed, so I didn't know whether to go, yeah, we can hear you singing.
You, by the way.
But mental breakdowns, I don't know, like, that's something you can't really broach easily with someone, you know.
By the way, I've been able to hear you for months and months, and see what happened last night. I mean, I had to pause my TV to just sit and listen. Maybe why keep it.
I don't know who Johnny is, but I'm assuming he doesn't love you back. So
you got a Facebook like?
Greeting him, but it's not got to do it. I've asked Eric, it's no his pal, so well, I don't even know who it is, right? So that's the neighbours update. I can't remember if that's the one.
I think we're going to get to know more of your block. As the more and more.
Well, there's a gay couple up the stair who
fuck's sake.
crosses out in the back, burning crosses out in the back garden. No, I mean, I don't talk to any of my neighbours because I don't remember faces, but they have lived up there since I've lived there, and I still don't know them.
That's a good neighbour.
That is like, well, no, because I don't know what they do. Right? They've got a cat that fucking tries to put itself through the floor every night. Like, it must be jumping off a cupboard or something like that. No, yours
unsuccessful.
Like, but they hoover at all hours of the night as well. Like 11 o'clock and they'll start hoovering. What the fuck are they doing? My conclusion is that they have a wood shop or some sort and they're getting all the sawdust or something.
And they're using cats too.
Using cats. I've not got a hammer. I'll just
use a cat.
So I don't know what. I've just got weird neighbours. There was one who used to live up on the top floor who was fucking steaming one afternoon at like 2 o'clock. I came out to go to the shop and I bumped into her and she was absolutely fucked. And I was just thinking, what are you doing?
What's your plan?
It's like, and she's like, blah, 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 blah. And it's when we first got Stanley. She's like, where's the puppy? And I was like, can you let me
You
go to the
fuck
shop,
off,
please. I just don't want to
Right, get
talk
away
to
from
you.
me, please.
Aye. And then there was the other neighbour who had a dog called Bam Bam. It was a fucking pug, but Stanley pure loved it because you could hear it slobbering in the close because pugs can't breathe because they've got a panda in the face.
Aye, true.
So like, and she lived with her boyfriend. It was just constant drama, and what like she fucking caked herself in makeup, right? So one morning, it must have been when I was coming back for night shift, she took Bam Bam out to the back garden for a wee piss.
Aye.
But she must have just came out the shower or something because she had like the towel over the hair, dressing gown on, no makeup, and Jesus Christ, see at that time in the morning, man, it was something no worth seeing. It was horrible. Not that she was good looking to begin with, but that was scary. Right, don't do this to me. I need to go
Please,
upstairs and sleep.
See, this is it. Like I like where I live just now because I've got 2 neighbours. Like I'm just in a block and there's like 3 stacked.
But you're the
stacked
top
flats.
as well,
I
so
know, it's
if
great.
someone was hoovering above you, you'd need to go and investigate.
I think there's 2 forms of neighbours like that are good, and then everything else is in between. So you've got the far end of the spectrum where like they just kind of like your ones upstairs. They just don't talk to you or interact with you at all. Keep themselves to themselves. And I think like the other end of like if you have a really good neighbour that like does stuff and you're like cool, you're nice. But everything in between there where it's like the awkward like hello, have you got my post? That's fucking down.
See, that's how I fucking started talking to Susan, because when she first moved in, every fucking day there was a new delivery for her, but she wasn't in, so arsehole here had to get it. That's how I found out her name to begin with, and then when she came up on Facebook, because people was you may know, and I saw fucking the
me.
gold man here, I was like, I'm going to stab him.
The gold man.
I'm going to stab him. Why does he know this cow? Fucking Susan.
Fucking Susan.
Literally fucking Susan. don't make that noise, please.
Oh, you knew it was coming. You knew it was coming. That's another wee joke.
Right. Anything else before we move on to the new pattern?
Yeah, I think we're all ready for the new part.
New pattern. Right, well, this is where you're coming to this. I've kept a secret for you as well, right?
Oh, really?
We won't go too much into it, right? Derek is having a wee bit of an existential crisis just now.
Am I?
Yeah, you are. You were talking to me about this podcast and certain revelations in your life, right, that are happening just now,
Right.
and how you don't know how to broach this situation. We won't give too much detail, right? But
Shite myself.
Derek seems to think that he needs to try and pass this off as a character he's playing, right? Fine, we'll go into it. It's because he's getting divorced and his wife isn't letting him see the kids.
Yeah,
you know,
pretty
it's
much.
Like, and he's like, it's just a
It
a
might be
character.
used as evidence for me.
It's just a character.
It's just a character. I'm not being real.
So this is the thing, right? I can say without any sort of doubt in my mind that this isn't a character for me.
No, this is you.
This is me. Kelly
This is
will
you.
fucking back me up on this. And it was when we were going to town last weekend, right? I had to go and get some books, and that's when I saw the I put it in the WhatsApp group, the Rumham sign, and I was like, oh, it's sunny. It's always sunny reference.
Yes.
But on the bus into town, right, there was no junkies, but there was. I was just sitting there, like, just mind my own business, and I looked out the window, and I saw this guy with what can only be described as a pedo moustache, right? Now, someone with a bit more...
Can you describe a pedo moustache? Like,
well, I'll get into it.
all right.
Because just a guy, like, long hair, like, really, really skin, a wee fucking awful moustache, right?
One of the pencil fuckers.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't quite a Fu Manchu, but it was fucking, you keep your children away from me anyway, right? Now, someone with a bit more tact and discreetness than myself might turn around and go, oh, look at his moustache. But no, me going to turn around to Kelly is like, see, if I was a police, I'd fucking lift him, right? And then all I heard was giggling for, like, behind and like beside me, because there was a guy getting off the bus and he's like, yeah, I would do the same. And like Kelly's so embarrassed, she's like, I'm not meant to say these things out loud, right? And I was like, why? It's like, the guy needs, well, he couldn't hear me because we were on a bus, but he needs to know. Like, and he probably already knows, right?
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't.
He probably does that on purpose.
Yeah, nobody grows a moustache like that and goes, haha.
I'm going to go with the upkeep of this.
Well, that's the thing, right? I'm a lazy bastard, so I have a beard, right? But it's not as if I trim it or anything like that. This is just me. This guy must shave the rest of it, his face, to keep this moustache going. So he must know.
But I mean, like, if it's thin as well, it's like the top and bottom of his moustache that he's also shaving.
Yeah.
It's a lot of upkeep.
It's like, hey, what the fuck, man? So I was thinking about this and other times that I've embarrassed Kelly in the bus, because as I said, I don't think about what I'm saying until I've said it, and then wait, other people have heard this. So it was another time that thoughts just come to me. I don't even know why I was thinking this. I was like, I don't get it why people like say congratulations when someone gets pregnant, right? Because all you're doing is shagging.
Which is dead easy.
Well, there is an art form to it. Right? No real an art form. You're either good at it or you're no. Right? But either way, if you're
as long as you're no horse brain,
if you're the shitest shag in the world, right, all you need to do is come in someone, right, and nature kind of takes care of the rest in terms of getting pregnant, right? So I was just sitting there, unprompted, going, why do people say congratulations when you get pregnant? Oh, you've done shagged. And Kayla's like, right, cool. And then
right, sound.
Right, well done. And then she's like, and then I was like, and why do you say congratulations when you've had a wean? I mean, that's what happens. Like, well done, you've pushed a bowling ball out a keyhole. You know, that's it. And then this lassie in the bus behind us was just like tutting away. No laughing this thing, but like, I can't believe you said that. I don't know she didn't have anywhere, but I done really well at that, you know. And it's just like, I need to think about this. You're a prick, right? You're trying to hide it. Well, just embrace it, man.
Who, me?
Just have thoughts and say it.
I don't know. I just think I'm usually quite reserved.
Why?
Until I'm talking like one-on-one with a pal, and so when we record that, it's like, oh, it's a new thing. It's a new thing for me. It's like all my views, but yeah.
All my views. But why though? Who cares?
I don't know. I've always been a quiet wee boy.
No point in being quiet. This is why we had to get Jameson on. He enables the pish. I suppose you do to a certain extent. That's why the podcast started. Because I don't know how it started. Like, we started talking about doing bands, which we were never going to do.
Never going to do, but it was a fun idea.
And it sort of just expanded. I remember sitting in your car pishing myself on the way home one time, but I can't remember what about.
What about like it was probably about a band. Or something. Do you know what? I think it more got to the point where like we were sit and talk, but we would be in a group of like two other people. And they wouldn't say a word. It would just be us sitting, talking, pish to each other, like having a laugh.
Like Andrew and Pete.
Andrew and Pete, aye.
Well, Pete's taking doing his part of the job well today.
That's true.
Pete. Well done, Pete, letting us talk. So, so the ex-wife isn't letting them see the Waynes, right?
Aye.
But this is my message to you, and maybe one day she will hear this, right? She needs to know. It's got to come out eventually anyway.
What?
You. you can't just hide it.
I know. I've hidden under this big pretense that I'm a good boy, but
I know.
I'm a badging.
You're just lying.
Aye.
It's just embrace it. I mean, hide the things that we say that are kind of controversial, like the whole Star Wars rant.
That wasn't real.
It's the fact that I don't know.
I really hope that nobody listened to that and thought, man, Derek's really into whites.
Well, when you said now we've got Brexit, that is all cause of George Lucas, man.
It is all cause of George Lucas. He's the main culprit.
If he didn't have start Star Wars, that wouldn't have happened.
Fuck's sake, man.
Fuck's sake, Lucas, you prick.
How dare he? I know.
Who was it that said that to you? Was it Tash? Like,
what was that?
It's like, people might think that's real. It's like, how could you think that?
I know.
It's like, how?
I know. It's
we're talking about lightsaber shagging.
Lightsaber colour meaning affirmative action.
Oh dear.
You got to say things for the funniness of it.
Aye.
Nobody else is going to say it.
Probably no. I don't even know how we got into that Star Wars rant.
It was a good rant.
Because you're the only one that likes it. I've only seen the original 3 and have no interest in the other ones. But it's not. I think it's because I said I hated it, but I just don't watch it.
Yeah. We were talking about Mr. Ewan McGregor being a Tory. That's how we get started.
Remember, we used to talk about Tories. We don't really.
We did that for like 1.5 episodes.
We moved on. I think we realised that you kind of get a lot of patter out of saying Tories are shite because it's fact.
Everybody knows already. Everybody knows. It's just pointing out why they're Tories, why Tories are bad. But we've got a party that's even worse than Tories.
Aye, Labour. No, I think I was listening to the first episode again, right? Because we try our best to avoid repeating patter.
Yeah, try our best.
We don't have much patter.
So we don't have much, so
we
it
need to
gets
repeat it.
recycled.
But I do remember we were talking about how we had the list of things we were going to be anti. That lasted 10 minutes.
That was all the way back in November.
I know, but it's like I had I had it saved to a Word file on
a manifesto.
my laptop, and I don't know where it is. It's gone.
As in the list or your laptop, because I'd be a bit concerned.
No, my laptop is still there. The list is fuck knows where that went, but I think the main message was pro Eckies, anti-Tories, you know, but Stereophonics did come up. But again, I don't even hate them. They're no good, but I don't listen to them.
I've not get I'm not gonna if somebody puts them on be raging. Like, I
don't know, when Tash said someone put all their albums on, I think I'd be raging after a while.
But that's just obnoxious.
If it was one song, I'd go,
it's like fine. Everybody gets their song. Everybody gets their one request.
You can tell everybody
what's going on
that
here.
This is your song. I don't know any Stereophonic songs. That's Elton John. Your song.
Thanks, man.
You started singing something earlier. I can't remember what.
My memory is that bad, isn't it?
Look, I think
Mother.
more singing in the coming episodes.
Are we going to go see Glenn Danzig?
No.
There's he's waiting for us though.
No tickets left, and they're like 50.
Are they actually sold out now?
There's 1% of tickets left according to Ticketmaster, and they're £50 each.
For Danzig?
For
one song?
And I don't even like that song.
You really like Mother's a cracking song?
No, see if he done Misfits song at all. No. Da da da, my darling.
I really thought they had a Misfits song called Da Da
Daddy. So I fucking hate Misfits now. I'm just going to reverse the song to Mother. No, it was Die Die, my darling. Though one time I was wearing remember that I was talking about that guy who looked like Beavis for Beavis and Butthead who walked on, profile on, who was going to batter me? Right, one time he came up to me, I was wearing my Misfits t-shirt.
Fuck's sake.
My
crusty Misfits t-shirt.
I had loads of Misfits t-shirts, fuck off. But it was a Die Die, my darling t-shirt. I don't know why it was called Die Die, my darling, because the lyrics were Die Die, Die, my darling. They fucked it. They couldn't even get count to 3. Must have been why they went through so many drummers. Couldn't count. Right, anyway.
He goes to 4.
Our songs are waltzes. It's a 3/4 beat. Doesn't work. We're meant to be punk.
So a music joke for you now.
Stay tuned. There might be more.
Stay tuned.
That was the intention. Fuck's sake. But aye, this guy Stuart Roney came up to me and went, "Why does that say Misfits on it? That's a Metallica song." Now, Metallica did cover it and change it to Die, 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 my darling.
This must have been like infuriating, because I can imagine you at your height, your Misfits.
My Misfits
Adorance.
I don't get metal people being into the Misfits, right? Because they're a punk band and they started off as a piss take of Kiss, right? I don't get it. Like, Kiss are the fucking worst, don't get me wrong, right? And they're no metal, they're just
wanks.
I was going to say pop, but sure, we'll go with wanks.
Go with wanks, man. Like, what have they done?
Monetised everything. That is quite wanky, but I was going wanks isn't a genre.
That is now.
Wank pop. But
speaking of Elton John,
I fucking hate like the Misfits for one thing, right? See, inspiring AFI to be a band, the fucking worst, man.
Speaking of like ones, I couldn't name you even one song by AFI.
There's one called Daisy the Phoenix, right? Which Jameson renamed Daisy the Phoenix and made it some sort of...
That sounds more interesting.
They just say whoa a lot, right? I don't get
one
it.
of the woe bands.
Aye.
Where their chorus is just whoa.
To be fair, that was the Misfits.
Bastards.
If you don't have any good lyrics or anything, just put a few loads in.
Do you know what? There's a band I'm really into called Ruben. Anybody that knows me knows that I fucking love Ruben. But they've got this one song called Good Night, and it's pretty pish. And they know it's pretty pish because the chorus is literally them going, "I hope you have a good night, good night, good night," and it's like the fucking worst. They never played it. And they were like, "Oh, we just needed a song to finish the album." Pish, man.
See, when we get wee Ross on, an actual funny cunt.
Yes.
We'll go through the thought process.
Does he like sleeping? Like, will he sleep in?
No.
Wee Ross? No.
See, he, as a professional comedian, he needs to like actually show up to things he says all day, or he won't get paid.
Nice one.
So that's.
Were we going to pay Pete?
No, No, we're not paying Wee Ross either.
Oh, yeah.
I've known him since he was like 12. He owes me this favour again.
You know things.
I know, well, I do know things, but he also talks about himself, so we've not got any dirt on him.
fine,
It's just we're going to assume that since he now follows the podcast, he's the 6th follower on Twitter.
The famous 6th follower.
Famous 6th follower. So we're going to assume that he's into it, you know. He also got a green screen recently. He was on...
I saw that. That looked interesting, man.
Sadly, that won't work for a podcast.
No,
but
we'll have some fun.
I don't know why he got it. He's quite a... what's the word? Not promiscuous. He's not about the shagging, but like he is quite... he'll buy things first and then think about it later. Fuck it, wait a minute.
What's that?
I've got a 7th follower on Twitter.
Holy fuck, who is it? Name drop him.
It is Jameson's Mrs. Melissa.
Oh,
That's
I thought it was going to be a random person. But...
Aye, we don't know her. Who is she? Who's this? Who's this mysterious?
Who's this mysterious Melissa?
Never heard of her, mate. But Melissa, thank you for joining us.
What's your question?
Aye, where's your question?
Oh, see, you've got to follow and then ask a question.
She also follows Two Good Boys, so she knows.
She knows
when it's coming from. To be fair, I did tweet out about questions, but it must have been before she followed us.
That must have been.
Otherwise, she didn't have one. What are we talking about? Aye, we also just buy things first and then think about it later.
Why not?
That time we bought a trumpet.
What better motivation than watch that in the corner? Oh fuck, I bought that, I better use it.
Yeah, I'm assuming he is going to use it for something, though he has been in space a lot since he bought
Actual
it.
space?
Aye. I don't know.
Or has he just been doing the way, like waving his arms like, ah?
Actual space, I think, man.
Actual
I think the green screen's just...
Did he join up with Mad Mick?
Mate, we need to get him on this. If the flat is Earth, aye, cool.
The flat is Earth.
The Earth is flat. What the fuck were we talking about? We just went off.
Fuck knows, man. That was a big
It started off with the Misfits, went on to AFI. Mm-hmm. Elton John was in there somewhere.
Aye,
and
somewhere.
then Flat Earth with Wee Ross.
Flat Earth.
Aye, no, but
segment.
when we get Wee Ross on, we'll need to ask him about the things he just bought. Like, he used to have a rubber chicken called Raymond. But this does tie back to Kiss, believe it or not.
Oh.
When he was in the band before, not Psychedelic, when he was in Kicking Buckets with John Allen, Big Ross, he painted the rubber chicken's face to look like Kiss. Won a Kiss, so I had a black and white face. I don't know why. It was called...
that'd be like the smallest part of the chicken as well, surely. The heat.
Probably, aye, but...
Just this wee white bit of pit. It seems quite Games Workshop-y.
I don't know if he's into that. Maybe that's why he got the green screen. We don't know.
Why would you need
Why does he need a green screen in general?
I mean, just to go to space.
He's made 3 videos, right? One, he went to space, and it was just the Lost in Space tune with him in space. Then the second one was... because at first I said to Kelly, has he bought this and the only thing he can put in the green screen is fucking space? Because this is quite...
He can put himself underwater though.
He hasn't done that yet though. But
it's an idea.
His second video was Hawaii. In the background, and by Hawaii I mean a desert island with his missus in front of it going, I told her I'd take her to Hawaii. And then the third one, he must have had out ideas because it was him on a chair with his dog in space again.
Space is a big place, man. Lots to explore.
So we'll need to get him on. We'll need to ask him about...
Maybe we can get our conspiracy boat
up in space.
Aye, man. Be diner.
How much in the Patreon we're going to need to fucking raise for a conspiracy boat that can go
£50 an episode. Because we've got to pay the retainers for Tom DeLonge and Jesse the Body Ventura and JVCD.
JVCD. John...
JCVD. John Van Cloddam.
I think that might be a new band for us.
John
Van Cloddam.
John Van Cloddam.
Right, so let's try and round this back in. What we're going to talk about next?
We're going to talk about a shiter party than the Tories.
Oh, that's... I do actually remember that about half an hour ago now.
Aye.
That's right.
So UKIP are a fucking waste of time.
They are.
Waste of space, man.
Especially since now the UK is independent from Europe. I don't know what their next thing is.
Aye. I don't know, man. Just maybe split up everything in the UK. Get some shovels. Just start.
I'm fighting for that.
Chugging down into the bedrock.
I'm alright with that.
I'll be fine with that.
I just go to
float us off to Iceland, man.
Aye, that's cool. Remember Farage? Is it Farage or Farage?
I think it's the first one, but fuck him.
Aye, fuck him. Nigel, what a prick. Right, so he wanted to reintroduce smoking in pubs. That was a big thing he wanted to do.
It's weird that the two biggest things in your manifesto would be like, secede from the EU and get back to smoking.
You need to have plans, I suppose.
What were his priorities though? Like, what one was more important, do you think?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Maybe he was really into the smoking coming back, but everyone else was like, oh, Nigel, come on.
People don't smoke as much now. It's all about the vaping.
It's all about the vape.
Get to fuck with that shit. I'll say this for Jameson, right? As much as I slag him off, he did vape for a bit, but it was just to get off the fags. And as soon as he stopped smoking, he gave up vaping as well. So that he's a good boy.
He's followed the pathway of how you should vape.
I'm all for people vaping if they're trying to give up smoking, but if they continue to do it and then start trying to do tricks and that,
see when they're trying to do like get somebody to take a picture of them when they're like mid vape and they want it to look like they've got a hot air balloon above them and it's just this big fucking white cloud. Just away you go. Away you go.
Wee Ross has got a green screen now, so maybe he could, and he does vape, so maybe he could do that, but then put a hot air balloon on the screen. That'd be pretty good. But I don't know if he has that. It might just need to be him in space or in a desert island.
I mean, he's getting good at
it. I'm going to vape in space. So
what he could do is he could vape but then get a wheelie chair and go like and kick the chair backwards so it's like he's flying through space via vape.
What do you mean looks like? He will be. I've seen him in space with his dog. No his missus yet, she must still be in Hawaii or something, I don't know. But no,
just waiting.
Waiting for the conspiracy vote to come pick her up. So, Farage, right? Fuck him.
Aye.
You're younger than me, so you won't remember this, right? I used to go to clubs when you were out, in pubs when you were out smoking them, right? And see, I might have looked this up. I can't remember when it stopped happening.
I think it was about 2007.
2006, 2007, 2008 does sound right.
Round about then. Because there was 2 different dates, one for Scotland and then one for the...
Aye, Scotland was first. But see when the smoking ban first came in, see the smell. I don't like the smell of smoke, don't get me wrong, but see the difference in what the smells you could smell was after. Aye. Especially
just
in clubs. Farts, blocked toilets, fucking BO.
Groggies.
Whiteys, all that good stuff. So about that time, the one time I would have agreed with you, Kip, is if they came out and went, we want the smoking ban back, I would have went,
I'm voting for you.
Aye, I'm into that.
By the way, we also want to secede from the EU. Nah, but the smoking
Can we just vote for the smoking thing? But to be fair, clubs did get their shit together pretty quickly and went, know what? We can't have these smells because it's fucking disgusting. Which, as the podcast of shite, I'm glad we got to bring that up, man.
Yeah.
Because clubs did smell like fucking shite. But yeah, UKIP, they're back in the news, but no really, because this was a few years ago. But
we just found it.
brought to my attention.
Article. I never knew that they honestly had hats that say "Make Britain Great Again."
Aye.
That's, you can't even, MAGA doesn't work like Mubaga. You just sound like your Fred Crash Bandicoot.
He's a fucking foreigner. Is he not Australian?
Get that fucking plank away.
So, aye. And this was in Glasgow as well, which just goes to show how much a reach UKIP doesn't have here.
Aye.
But they had a guy, he was a head of the youth independence group within UKIP, which I don't even know what that is, but it sounds pish because it's UKIP. And he was Polish, and I can't remember his name. I think it was Maroslav something. No, Pavel something. Beginning with an M, right?
Aye.
Now, that is a good British name, as you know.
Oh, of course, aye.
Mrazek or something like that. Oh, that's Peter Mrazek's been to Detroit, I'm thinking. But Pavel something, right?
That's the guy.
So, we'll just call him Pavel, right?
Aye.
He was, now, to be fair to him, he'd only lived in Britain half his life. He was early 20s, he'd been here for about 10 plus years, but... He was against EU immigration.
Which makes perfect sense.
Which makes perfect sense for an EU immigrant. And I'm not against EU immigration at all, right? No. I'm just saying, if you're an EU immigrant, you probably shouldn't vote against something that you are.
Yeah,
like,
pretty much.
It'd be like TurboDunters being anti-Eckies. It wouldn't work, you know?
Aye. It's pretty hypocritical, to say the least.
Aye, what?
Like, yes, he's let me in. No, fuck all they polls.
Aye, fuck
like,
the
get them to fuck. It's like, but you're one of them. I know, back it out. Like,
It's like Farage with his German wife. I hate you immigrants apart from my wife. It's like,
fuck up.
and then as soon as Brexit happened, he went and applied for a German passport.
Did he?
For him and his
fucking
children.
bastard.
And he's getting into a bit of trouble about it because you need to actually live somewhere to apply. I can't just go to Canada and go, geez, a passport. Where do you live? Scotland. Do you have any sort of Canadian roots?
I like hockey.
I like the Maple Leafs. But he lied in his application and said he lived at a German address that he didn't.
Good.
It's a family friend, and I think he's going to get into trouble about it.
Good, man.
Which
Fuck
is
'em.
good because his wife and children, because obviously if their mum's German,
He's fucking bred as well.
They're kids. I'm not going to slag off their kids or his wife because I don't know anything about them. He's fair
they're
game.
innocent.
Right, he's fair game because he's a prick.
He's a cunt.
But his children, because their mum are German, they can apply for a German.
They should just fuck off and leave him, man.
They should. That'd be funny, wouldn't it?
That'd be great.
Especially if they somehow took all his money as well. I'm assuming he's rich because he's a fucking arsehole, but aye. Anyway, enough about UKIP. Let's talk about more important stuff like Tories.
Have you seen the new baby's been sprouted?
Okay, wait, man.
I like how I equated Tories with the royal family like instantly. Like they're all the one and the same.
That wasn't even the royal family that I was calling a Tory. We'll get on to our Tory in question in a minute. But it does relate to the royal family. They had a baby.
I had a wee Wayne.
I don't know what it was.
It was a boy Wayne.
What's it called?
Lewis, I think. It's probably called Louis, but
probably
Lewis,
Louis.
man. There's an S at the
Did
end,
it
so
not
it's
need to
Lewis.
have no, it's a French name, Louis.
I know, but that's also an English game and an English name.
But Lewis is spelled
A good British name.
it's spelled EW, mate. After the island.
Don't give a fuck.
Tory.
Don't give a fuck. Don't give a fuck. It's a croissant, no a croissant. Know what I mean?
It's a Yakuza, no a Yakuza.
It's a Yakuza.
So back to this, right? What I'm thinking, and I don't know anything about the royal family apart from they can fuck off.
Aye.
Do they not need to give like royal names? So they couldn't call it like Dave,
Charmaine.
Charlemagne? Did you say
Charmaine? I don't know why that always jumps. I think there was a wee lassie in my primary school called Charmaine. She was like the scummiest bastard possible.
Of course it was. You went to fucking Holyrood. They were probably all called
This was
Charmaine.
primary, man. Holy Cross.
That is pretty Catholic.
It's pretty Catholic, I don't know.
Were
A
you
constant reminder.
Were you even like baptised or anything like that?
I think so.
Alright. I didn't know because like there's a.
But I didn't really have a choice in it. They just kind of
I
poured
know.
water on me, and I was
I didn't know like because I've never been baptised or anything.
fucking good in my house.
Well, I'm a good IRA boy though. Look at the fridge. What was I going to say? There's a Catholic primary school where in the corner from my house where I need, well, not I need to vote, but it's my local polling station.
Right, yeah.
It has got, I don't know what it's called. It is something like Holy Cross or like the Virgin Mary Primary School, something pure Catholic. But because
Some pure Bible.
Aye. It reminds me of my favourite Big Ross joke. We'll go into that in a minute. But it is a Catholic sounding school, but because it's in Govan Hill, there's
not that many Catholics. There's
a lot of Asian children, and I don't know about Romanians.
It was the same in my school.
They might be Catholic for all I know, but like people always go, fucking, it's not even a proper Catholic school. Look at all these immigrants going. It's like there shouldn't fucking be Catholic schools.
Shouldn't be Catholic schools,
like, who fucking cares?
Oh, fuck's sake!
Back to Big Ross. My favourite Big Ross joke. His family are, I think it's Protestant. I don't know, but he wanted to give his son a biblical name. And I didn't know, his son's called Seth, which I didn't know it was a biblical name, but apparently it is.
Is it biblical or is it, I mean, is there an equal word for Korah-ibble? Or Torah-ibble, sorry.
Big Ross isn't Jewish?
Yeah, I know, but is it Seth not more of a Jewish name?
I don't know. I've no fucking idea. Have they not got all the same people in these things?
Same folk? No, I don't know.
Because like Jesus appears in the Quran and the Torah and things
It's like a crossover.
It's like that's the Marvel event. Jesus versus fucking Allah.
This is so fucking blasphemous.
But anyway, his son's called Seth, but apparently they were looking at like Noah and Jonah as names as well.
Noah's quite a popular name now.
Yeah, and his wife Jill said to him, was like, but what if I have a lassie? And he's like, well, there's Mary, there's I don't know, like but Mary and Joseph. So
Mary's a solid shout though.
We'll say Mary. I don't know anyone else. Eve, Adam and Eve.
That's another lassie.
And he's like, and if you don't like them, we could call it Paige. And Jill went, what are you talking about? It's like, there's in a page for the Bible.
That's aye. Get around that, yeah. That's not bad.
He did actually give women's name, but I don't know the Bible well enough.
It was Charmaine, wasn't it?
It was Charmaine. Adam.
Adam.
Right, so back to Tory, right? I think that you need to give them like a sort of
a fancy royal name.
Fancy royal name, so like Elizabeth, Victoria, but it was a guy, so obviously no them.
But like Henry, Albert,
Charles.
What are the other two called? The other two wings.
I think one's George.
One's George. What's the other one? The other one's a lassie.
I didn't know they had a lassie.
I think they had a lassie.
But I like the fucking Daily Mail and the Mirror would have been wanking themselves into a fury the other day, because I'm sure it was born in St George's Day. So that's fucking them, man. All you need to do is somehow fit Diana into that, and I suppose it's our grand win, so there you go. Diana's grand win St George's Day. They'll still have the friction marks in their dicks for that. But aye, this is what was brought to my attention during this, right? Now, as someone who is not a royalist in any way, and is pretty anti them in a lot of ways.
yeah, most definitely.
I knew that there was this prick, the town crier prick.
Yeah, the guy that was about saying
when there's a wedding or a weighing,
Aye.
and just assumed, alright, this must be the pish that the royal family are into.
He's in the payroll.
He's on the payroll, aye. But then I say I did a bit of digging into it. I didn't. I saw an article online saying this guy's an unofficial town crier.
He just does it.
He just does it.
He gets up and chooses
to do this.
What a fucking waste.
Nobody asks him, nobody likes him.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares. Well, I can't say that because he's based in London and they do.
Oh, they do care.
Yeah, but like anyone for here,
imagine sticking that in your CV.
Part of good Rangers supporters, obviously, they'll be into it, but like anyone with fucking half a brain would be like, what the fuck's this? It's like
imagine, Mum, by the way, I'm going to go out today, I'm going to shout about somebody else's win.
Aye. I don't care about mine. I just
for free.
For free.
I'm going to leave my win.
I can't remember the guy's name. I did look at the article. So I was reading it and he's like, I hope the Queen sees this and makes me like the official town crier. And I was just sitting thinking, it's like, it's not the 14th century anymore.
Yeah, there's no 20 people like in a town.
In a town where
we've got the internet.
We've got the internet. Even if you're older, there's newspapers or the news, you know. So
we don't need town criers, man.
We don't need this. This guy needs scalped.
He does.
He just needs a slap. And know what? See if the Patreon hits £75 a month, I would go to London just to slap.
Just the way. I think the Queen should do it.
Oh, imagine that.
Get yourself out.
Imagine the Queen just fucking turned on him and scalped him. What the fuck's wrong with you?
3-year-old lady with the slapping power of Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee, the famous slapper.
Hopefully shits him so hard she just falls apart.
2 for 1.
Comes flying off. Oh fuck.
That's how her legacy goes down. She died.
I'd be a royalist.
Saving future generations.
I'd be a royalist if that happened. The Queen slapped someone a prick so hard that she just disintegrated.
She just shattered.
Yeah, right, you know what? I'm into the royal family.
I'd go see a film about that. That's
starring Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee is the Queen. Oh, fucking, he's dead.
The desiccated body of Bruce Lee. We're gonna have Queen's wig on.
You need to do the voice, obviously. You've got that down to a T.
Fuck off.
What?
Oh, I keep dropping this pen.
I know, we need that pen. Dear. So what else? What's on the docket today? I'll see if
the docket. Well, since we're now the podcast of shites, we did find a nice wee interesting story about shites. It's obviously, you know, you're all waiting there. I can see the bait in your breath. But
wait a minute, right? So this is Pete's fault, right? And he's not even here.
Mm-hmm.
He asked so many questions about shite. Or one, I think it was just one night enough.
But
then it turns out half of my life is stories about shites, apparently.
I mean, you do it ideally once a day, so it's gonna be some interesting stories.
Again, I shouldn't have that many stories. Me doing a shite once a day shouldn't lead to Sancho showing me the perfect shite and things like that. And there is other Sancho shite stories, to be fair.
But we made that clear.
But we made that. We can't go into that. I feel bad for him because, like, he got his phone stolen yesterday.
Oh, really?
And now I'm worried that
he won't be able to listen to the podcast. That's what you're worried about, right?
That's what I'm worried about. Or he won't be able to get contacted to go to America with someone. So.
Oh dear.
I don't think they've been to America for a while, have they? I think their annual fucking trip to America is about happening again.
No, I don't think so.
No.
I think so.
So what would the train for the shite, right?
Yeah, I saw
Now, this is quite Tory though, right? Because the good fucking middle classes in New York have deemed that their shite needs to go somewhere poor and awful.
Like as a kind of present. So the good people in New York and New Jersey who are all, stand up, clean, healthy bastards.
Which is weird because New Jersey is a shithole.
They're both shitholes, man. Fuck them both.
Alright, if that's what we're going for.
We're going straight up. Fuck them both, man. I've been to New York and it's filthy, man.
Is it?
Absolutely filthy.
But you're from Glasgow, which is also filthy.
Exactly, that's saying something, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like, talk about bin bags. Jesus.
One of Jameson was here,
man.
he's been like a few times.
You can verify that there's lots of bin bags. I don't know, I think when I went, there was all like the people I was going with that were really kind of enthusiastic about being in New York, but I think I'm just quite pessimistic in that sense, where I'm like, there's hundreds of people here and I hate every single one of them, and I can just smell trash everywhere.
Staten Island, one of the islands is just a big fucking landfill, is it?
I think so, right? It's fucking disgusting.
It might not be Staten Island because I'm pretty sure that's where the New York Islanders play. Or
That
not,
makes
they
sense.
used to, they're in Brooklyn now, but
But it's like it's manky when you go there. Like that's all I can remember of it. It's just loads of people and it being manky, and because of all the trash out in the streets, there was obviously nowhere for the shite to go. So
wait, stop. So what you're insinuating here is, if there was no bin bags anywhere, there'd just be shite. It's like,
bags of shite.
fuck the sewers. Ninja
it's like
Turtles are down there when they need to protect them.
of course,
Pile
that's
it up in the
exactly
street.
it. The sewers have to be. The sewers. Do you know what? I seen something crazy yesterday. Sort of going on a weird tangent, but do you know there's
we've
like
not done it this
I
episode,
know,
that's
fuck. There's a large amount of people that live below Las Vegas in the sewers that just don't want to be annoyed and they don't want to be followed by folks, so they just live down in the sewers. And they've got like mad tents and all that.
Are these poor people or just like
Some of them are, but some of them are just like crazy folk that are like, I'm sick and tired of life. I'm just gonna go.
it's Mad Mike doing that? Fuck. Some of his hospital bed is.
That's maybe why his recovery's taking so
I
long.
looked into it, by the way, he's for California.
Is he?
He's not for
for Las Vegas.
LV.
LV.
I nearly said LA, but that's not, he might be for LA.
Streets of La.
I forgot to put this in my XFL.
We're going all over the place.
I forgot to put this in my XFL update. It is actually the Extreme Football League. I finally looked it up.
Yeah, so the X stands for extreme.
X is for extreme, and it's so extreme that it doesn't even have an E at the beginning of it.
I watched the redone video by Vince McMahon talking about like the coming back of the XFL, and like it just reeked to like, we're going to be doing this again, and we've got a lot of opportunity to make it better. Tell us how we can make it better. It's like, that's your job. You're meant to be doing that.
Did they confirm or deny whether it was called the Boggett when you had to run for the ball?
He said that was on the agenda, but didn't get to that specific
The
part.
Boggett.
Might tweet at him though, because apparently he's looking for feedback. Should we call this officially the Boggett, please?
The Boggett, and
Be great.
we need the Glasgow Dunters to be a team.
Aye,
We've
please.
got a quarterback lined up.
We've got the quarterback to end all quarterbacks.
Vince McMahon would be into that because Jameson does have a Patriots jersey with Brady in the back of it, and Tom
trick
Brady is a fucking big Trump supporter.
Aye.
So that's what you need. We've got Tom Brady. Don't look too closely at him.
Aye.
It's like, we've got the Poundland Tom Brady.
Aye,
here.
Tom Brady doesn't have a hair anymore.
Doesn't have a hair.
Doesn't have a hair.
He's no married to a fucking. And this isn't in against Melissa, right? But she's not a multi-millionaire like Tom Brady's wife.
Man, you're going to have to apologise.
Sorry, Melissa, you are a multi-millionaire.
Good.
Is that better?
That's better.
Yeah,
Sorry,
no.
feels like, she's just a new follower and you're slagging her off.
I'm not slagging her
saying that she's no multi-millionaire.
She might be. She don't think she ever addressed it.
Man, she would just kept that quiet.
I'm going to say, right, she wouldn't have a job if she was a multi-millionaire. Jameson wouldn't have a job that he hates.
Unless you were keeping up pretenses.
And
It is Glasgow. You're
when
making it up.
when I said to Jameson, do you want a present or money for your engagement party? If they were multi-millionaires, they wouldn't go, I give us money, it'll help pay for the wedding.
See, it's all an illusion.
I wouldn't ask him for a tap, he knows that. If he turned in tomorrow and went, I'm a multi-millionaire by the way, I'd go, right, cool.
She's a tenner.
No,
Did you want to even ask him?
asking for a tenner.
What would you? Is it the fact that you're asking, or like the amount that you?
Well, if he was a millionaire, I wouldn't, and I was wanting money, I'd aim a bit higher, at least 20.
You'd haggle it.
Taggled it up, sort of at a 10.
Start at 10 G's and.
Or just start at 10 and try and get as close to $1 million as you can. Another tenner.
Oh, sorry. Well, what about 20? You're not understanding this.
I don't even know why I specify Melissa, right? Because I'm pretty sure Tom Brady's a millionaire.
This is what. Yeah, it's like Tom Brady's living off his wife.
Yeah, it's called Melissa. Melissa does call Jameson Tom, and I fucking hate it.
Go back to episode 1 for context on that.
No,
Isn't it?
well, Tom's an old guy's name.
Oh, really?
I call him Jameson, right? Or a cat's name, right? I call him Jameson. People do call him Tam, right? Jameson isn't a Tom, he's a fucking Tam. He's scummy like us, you know?
That's true, actually.
Tom
is.
I'm not
I've never considered it.
Completely Tory, but more Tory than Jameson is.
Aye. Well, I mean, last name's always a bit less Tory than your first name. Just getting called it. Unless your name's like Carruthers.
Like Carruthers.
Tory sounding,
Farquhar.
Farquhar.
Campbell.
Donald Farquhar.
Oh, thought about names, right? We'll get on a shite train at one point.
Aye,
I
the shite
promise,
train.
right?
We'll come back to it.
But talking about names, I was watching a thing about the Scottish clans, right? And I know there's not that many now up in the Highlands, but there is like the Campbell clan and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But the guy who's head of the Campbell clan was called Campbell.
No way.
Why would you do that?
Why'd you do that? You're poor boy. Unless they called him something regular, and then he changed it himself.
Why would you change it?
Because people are daft bastards.
Surely if your surname's Campbell, that's enough to be head of the Campbell clan. You don't need to be like double Campbell.
Maybe he married into the Campbells.
He wouldn't be the heat then, would he?
Depends who's on top. You know.
What?
I mean, he married a man Campbell.
Alright, did he say that?
Was it that it didn't get involved with his sexual orientation though?
No, but he got kind of annoyed that people laugh at him for being called Campbell.
Well, I mean, you've got all the power into you to change it to something no stupid as fuck. Like,
right. Anyway, back to the
anyways,
shite train.
back to the shite train. Then there's until the folk living underneath Las Vegas. It's fucking mad, man. Do you want to go? We do a podcast doing that.
I'd die in Las Vegas.
How?
Because it's fucking a desert. I would melt immediately. If you want to go somewhere, Minnesota's pretty cold. I'd be alright with that. I don't know if there's anything in Minnesota right enough, but
No, really at all. Some bears. So there was this train.
no else is in Minnesota.
What's in Minnesota?
Jesse the Body Ventura. He was the governor there.
We can pick him up. We can pick him up in the boat. We can pick him up in the boat.
I'm pretty sure Minnesota.
Tom DeLonge will be in California as well, so we'll just
You can go there and pick it. I'll meet you in fucking. I'll meet you in the middle somewhere. I'm not going to California. It's too
in
hot.
Denver. Anyways, this fucking train, because it's a great train. We've really egged up this train. So all the shites for New York and New Jersey, every single person's toilet missile was getting skated off into these mad transport trucks, and they all ended up in this wee town called Parish in Alabama. And this train sat there for about 2 months. This like massive, like 8 carriage long shite train, just the whole boxcar just filled to the brim of wee turds. That'd be fucking bouffing.
Aye, Alabama's quite hot, isn't it?
Aye,
So that'd be even worse to smell. Baked shites.
baked shite, baked crisps, yes. Baked shite,
Baked
no.
potatoes, depending on
Yeah.
the filling.
Baked beans. At a
No,
push, aye.
get the
At a
fuck.
push, at a push on your toast.
We really built up the shite train that.
Well, I mean, fucking. I think you can kind of tie that into like, what would you rather have, a shite train, a shit train down the road for you humming a shit, or your neighbour with a bin bags? Because both are kind of the same.
I would say the train, in all honesty.
Do you think that's worse?
No, the train's better
The train's better.
because the chances of that happening that often are pretty slim, whereas the fucking bins are like 3 times a
I
week.
don't know. I don't think you can really appreciate how much people can shite though.
Aye,
And how
but-
many trains are out there waiting to be shatting.
I know, but I'm saying like I won't break down that often. That's what happened to the shite train.
Is that what happened?
broke
I thought they
down.
just left it sitting there for a while.
Well, I thought it broke
Like,
down.
trying
Maybe they
to-
did just leave it, but you think that after the outcry of that happening once, they would go, maybe we shouldn't do that. Whereas,
Who came up with that idea? I want to know what boardroom are sitting there and it's like, right, there's something wrong with the shite wells in New York and New Jersey, so we need to move them around. And somebody just went, put it in a
I
train.
actually do know the answer here.
Aye.
It's because America fucking monetize everything, and there's different tariffs and how much it costs to dispose of stuff. And apparently in the tri-state area of Pennsylvania, New York, and New Jersey, it's really expensive. So a lot of states do actually send this to other states where it's cheaper to dispose of.
That's mad.
It is. America's a fucked place. This is why I don't get why people are so excited about visiting it. It's just everything about it's fucking off.
Yeah, but they've got Twinkies.
Mate, someone brought me back a Twinkie when they went to America. I thought I was going to die.
Aye, they're pretty bad.
It's just like sugar with more sugar
And shit cream.
and shit cream. Shit cream.
Hey, shit cream. That's
Right.
what was coming out the bottom of the train. But they moved it. It took 2 months, but they moved the train, and now all the Parisians of Alabama are quite happy.
The Parisians, is that people for
Paris.
Paris? Right, anything else? That we got two fucking
We got segmented there.
yeah, so much that pay off just when they were. See if we just
But at
went,
least now you know about it.
if we just went about the shit train, it would have been fine. But
I want a ghost ship train to happen.
that is one for the conspiracy vote.
Aye.
Imagine it was North Korea disposing of their shites with dead bodies.
Aye.
Just that's how they kill
Cobbing a
people.
dead body in their shite.
That's how they kill people. Just force feed them shite.
Fuck, man.
Was it North Korea? Or was it?
It was North Korea. Aye.
Oh,
they were
yeah,
just
'cause
sending away boats.
I just
They're
remember
like,
talking about Godzilla at one point, but that just wasn't part of it.
Wasn't
It's like I just
No, it's mad. It's like I don't
Asia must have been Godzilla.
I don't know if they just put dead folks on a boat and then just skeeted it away, or if they like sent out a boat but with such inept people that they just died on it. Like,
I like how this content was bad last month, so we're going to
we're bringing it back.
bringing it back and analysing
I've sat thinking about this for the past month.
We'll get money into the Patreon, we'll get the conspiracy
I'll
vote.
get a conspiracy boat set sailing.
£50 a month. Because if we do reach £50 a month, which isn't going to happen because we don't even have a Patreon, but we will need to build this money up for a while to make it afford
I have to get a boat somehow. Fill that goal. Fucking, I promise if we get £50 a week in Patreons, we will sort out if the earth is flat or round. Us. Maybe in tandem with Mad Mike.
Can we get bad mic involved? Because I don't know how to build a rocket.
Only if it becomes a listener.
Imagine that. Imagine the 8th follower was Mad Mike.
Oh man, I'd be honoured. And then the 9th follower was your flatmate.
My flatmate.
Sorry, your neighbour.
What one? Susan. The other
Susan
one?
and Joanne.
I can't remember her name, Joanne. I'm going to feel really bad if the downstairs neighbour is Joanne because nobody can verify that it's no. At least you can tell me the other one's name isn't Susan.
Imagine you guessed it right.
Oh man, that'd be awful. Imagine she'd went, I was having sex
You're
with
gonna
a
have to
pig.
go-
That's why it sounded like that.
You're gonna have to go Nixon post then. Sort this out.
No, fuck her. Right, anyway, I just realised we've done the date, we've done the title, we've not done the social media plugs. No wonder we've only got 7 followers.
Fuck's sake.
Nobody knows the address.
Need to keep this influx.
It's at TurboDunters.
At TurboDunters.
At TurboDunters. I told
On the
Laura
Twitter.
and work to follow us and she didn't.
What a
So that's
bastard.
her. She's not letting listen anymore.
Aye, turn this off. No.
Don't worry, she already is. You need fucking copious notes to try and follow, keep
Aye,
up with
it's
this.
true,
It's just all over the place.
This is all Pete's fault.
This is all Pete's fault. He threw us off our zero game that we have.
Exactly. This
Um,
our zero game that we usually bring.
Now, I want to bring up something. This has been quite a big news story, right?
Yeah.
And I fucking hate this guy. See, if he was my neighbour, I would hate him even more. I was just waiting for him to move in. Need to touch on Count Dankula.
Oh, this mad fanny.
This roaster.
Aye.
Now, I'm not going to go into the whole should have been in court for what he was in, because I do think that it's not a breach of freedom of speech, because that's not what he was fucking.
I mean, for anyone that doesn't know, what he did was he.
Right, but for anyone who doesn't know, if you think our parters rank,
oh my god,
fucking hell.
Ours is fucking gold. So like a good few years ago, I think his girlfriend had a dog. And she always said it was the cutest thing. So he thought,
Dogula.
And he thought, I want to make this dog no cute anymore. So he like taught it like you would teach any dog how to react to something, and just used a really high pitched voice going, "See, Kyle," and made the dog like lift up its like hand to be like a Hitler salute, but it's just a dog lifting up its paw.
Right.
And he put a mad video up of it, just like shouting "See Kyle" at his dog.
And gas the Jews.
Aye.
Because that's hilarious.
It's really funny.
Now, he's cried about freedom of speech and blah, 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 right?
Aye.
But that's not what he was charged with, because there's no freedom of speech fucking
There is no
laws
freedom of speech laws in the UK.
It's freedom of expression, and which means you can say what you want. I'm not a lawyer, right? Okay. But it's essentially you can say what you want as long as you aren't purposely going out to like
inflict harm
or start shite with people.
Aye.
Now,
because otherwise it's a gross misuse of communications.
Yes, and
which is what he was charged with.
So under the law that he was charged with, which was the fucking freedom of speech, far right wankers, right? I know that we've got any far right wankers listening, hopefully, but
wheedle them all out.
Aye, like if you're going to greet about what he was charged with, at least get the fucking charge right.
Yeah.
Now he pled guilty, and there was all this talk about he's going to get jailed for like 3 months or whatever it was, which I don't think was ever going to happen, right? Ended up getting fined £800, I think.
Yeah, £800.
Now, as someone who was claiming that he wasn't racist or against Jewish people or anti-Semitic, whatever you want to call it, he did his best to hang about with a lot of arseholes.
A right bunch of. I think it was like the day after he was like sentenced or whatever. It was just him hanging about with Tommy Robinson. It's like, alright, cool.
See, like, I don't care what you're saying you're not. As soon as you start hanging about with Tommy Robinson,
you're saying he's got good power. You're like, fuck off.
You've killed your own defence, really, in my opinion, right?
Pretty much.
So he got charged, fined £800, right?
Which he pled guilty to.
Well, he pled guilty to it, yeah. And now he wants to appeal it. And surely, it's again, I don't know the law, but if you plead guilty to something, you then can't appeal what happened. It's like, and as much as it went on about, this is freedom of speech, that was never mentioned in the court case. If you read the transcript for the court,
it was never about.
It was never mentioned once, right? So now he's got to appeal it for freedom of speech, and the phrase is I'm not going to say my gran invented this phrase, but she did use it a lot. A fool and his money is easily parted, because he has raised over, I think the target was 100,000. He's over it.
He's over 100,000.
I don't know what the actual
to help fight
is.
this £800.
No,
it's fucking ridiculous.
Anyone with half a brain would look at that and go, something doesn't quite add up.
Do you know how many PS4s you can buy with £100,000? Do you know how many you can buy with £800? About 2.
I don't know the math for 100,000.
Oh fuck knows. It's at least like 4 though.
I bet he's an Xbox One user.
True actually. that metric is lost in there.
So these cunts need to fuck off. Now there was a thing yesterday, I can't remember, I think it's called the Rally for Freedom or something bollocks like that, and it's happening in London. And now Dankula for Coatbridge, which is a fucking shit tip, 2 near Whifflet for my liking. So he's got to appear at this, and now remember, he's no a white supremacist or against minorities or anything like that. Other guests for this is Milo, who is hilarious in his shittiness. I'll go into the story of how I first found out about Milo, because it's fucking hilarious. Now I don't know what his deal is in general, right? Yeah. But I know
he's like a provocateur, man. He just says stuff to like, he has like his deep ingrained values, but he'll say things because it gets clicks, it gets people watching,
and then he thinks if anyone's against me, it's because I'm gay, and then tries to play the homophobia card, which someone tried to play against me. I had no idea what this guy was. He got his blue tick taken off him on Twitter. I think he's banned completely now, but this was after it, and someone said that he went to a press conference at the White House and brought this up to Obama.
What about being off Twitter?
About having his blue tick, his verified tick removed, right?
Oh, it was when he was still on it.
I was still on. He just got his blue tick removed, and I was like, "What the fuck?" I didn't know who he was at this point. I just heard this story. I was like, "What?" Like, what you doing in your life? Like, what is Obama going to phone up fucking Jack for Twitter? You hear, mate?
Yeah, you better sort that tick business out.
And it was like, and then someone retweeted them was like, the press conference didn't take my complaint seriously. It's like,
of course it doesn't. You're talking to the leader of the free world about fucking ticks.
Who doesn't fucking care?
Aye.
It was like, so like I was like, I retweeted this with like, what the fuck's this guy's deal? It's just something like this because I didn't know who he was, and then someone replies like, why are you being homophobic? So I had to go and look, and it turns out yes, Milo is gay, but from crying about a blue tick on Twitter, I wasn't going to garner that information. It's like it was just like, this guy seems like a fanny, and then the whole thing about his book and how there was something he said about how paedophilia is okay.
He said like,
he was groomed himself or something.
He said like, you know, relationships between 13-year-olds and like 25 to 30-year-olds can be completely normal and consensual and fine. And it's like, but then he said like, that happened to me when I was young, so I'm allowed to say that or something like that. And you're like, fuck off. Like he's got a backup plan for everything that he says. Like people say he's like anti-Semitic and all, and he's like, I'm Jewish. And they're like, oh well, you hate, you know, black people, and he's like, I'm sucking a black dick.
He's like, my boyfriend's black. It's like that. What?
He's got an out for every little thing.
He's terrible, right? He seems to have fucked off now. I think like he was the face of like the alt-right for a while. Yeah,
and
now it's that.
He used to write for Breitbart and all that as well.
Yeah, he lost that after saying paedophilia is alright.
But it's mad because there's like the right, the pure extreme right is like so like fractured between like all these big people. Like you've got the Milo on one end that's just a complete like arsehole that just says things to like rile up people and all that, and then you've got like people like Ben Shapiro that are like trying to have like serious discussions about things, but he's still a bit of a wank sometimes.
That Jordan Peterson guy.
Who's lumped in with the right when he's no really right. Like
he seems like a fucking Belgian though. I know he's Canadian.
Jordan Peterson?
But he seems like a fucking idiot.
Nah, he seems alright, man. No. I don't mind him.
All these political commentators of any ilk are fucking Belgians, man. It's like, just shut the fuck up, boys.
See, I feel bad for Peterson though, because he just kind of like was doing his job as a professor, and then just things happened, and he's just thrown into like the public light, and is always kind of having to defend himself for things now.
But he's cashing in it though. He's doing these tours and charging like £300 a ticket. And always fucking.
But this is like 5 years down the line, man. Like it's been a long time for Peterson.
Fuck him. He's a prick. All of them are pricks.
Just be sound and go play God of War. Like
any hope I had for him was it went out the window when Kanye West started talking about him.
Man. Oh, Kanye West is in
Hot
War
now,
man.
Idiot.
Oh, fucking Dunt.
The guy was a bellend to be in with. He's not done himself any favours this week.
I'm like fired as manager. I'm unmanageable. Fuck's sake, man. Fuck's sake, yeah.
What we're going to say? Any sort of political commentator can fuck off, right? Mm-hmm. I'm not going, oh, Richard Spencer, well, like he can fuck off because he is an actual Nazi, but like, I'm not going to say, oh, Ben Shapiro, he's right wing, so you should fuck off. No, if you're left wing or whatever in between,
if that's what you're really all about,
fuck off.
Fucking calm it. It's like just stick on Cash in the Attic one day, man. Just live like the normal people.
But
if you just go Netflix.
Netflix is pretty bad these days, man. What was I going to say there? So this rally for fucking freedom or whatever it's called, I should have looked it up. But it's got all these.
Is Milo going?
Milo's going. Tommy Robinson, you're fucking dankula cunt.
Yeah.
So I was just sitting there, I was like, you're going on about how you're not racist, anti-Semitic, but your free time is spent hanging about with all these people.
Aye.
You know, like, I don't like racists, but I don't hang about with them. I'm not racist, they're just my pals, you know, like, I'll just let them say what they want and go, But I think we should touch on Richard Spencer, right? He's the actual fucking...
Who's he again? The
he's
baddie?
The actual Nazi who kept getting punched over and over again.
Oh, from infamous punching accidents.
It was funny, right? Because fuck him, right? Fuck the person punching him as well, but fuck him. Mm-hmm. At least they're just punching people, no spewing fucking Nazi rhetoric. But
Nazi rhetoric.
Rhetoric, even. But was just like every video of him was just like he was sitting there spouting piss and then just all of a sudden just I was like those videos the other year. It's like going back to wrestling here. There's a guy who does a move, it's called an RKO. Basically, he just jumps in, and fucking drags you by the head into the mat.
Aye.
But people were like editing all these videos,
Yeah, I
like people
remember seeing
falling
that,
over and just like I was like that. You're just watching a guy talking shit and then just.
Was it kind of like the do you remember seeing the video where like George W. Bush in like Iran or Iraq or something, he was giving some press conference and then this guy at the back of him was just like and like took his shoe off and threw it at him.
That's right.
This fucking George W. Bush being like it's a game.
Secret Service just fucking jumping in, man.
Aye.
I suppose it's harder to hit people when they're surrounded by fucking.
True. And what you're throwing isn't really aerodynamic. Like your kids aren't gonna go for any length of time.
Your sannies are shite. Should have at least thrown a fucking paper aeroplane. That would have taught him.
I would have even like stuck in his eye. I used to think that could happen. See when you throw a paper aeroplane, like we pointy bit. I used to think it could get lodged in your eye, and you'd just be kind of a bit like.
What were you making paper aeroplanes?
I don't know. I was like 6.
Coat hangers.
Just syringes, mate.
Oh fuck, that would sting. Anyway,
It'd feel good.
Milo had another breakdown this week.
Did he? What did he do?
He said that he went to a bar in New York and everyone in the bar started shouting, "Fuck off, you're gay, we hate gays," and things like that. And then apparently like everyone in the bar tried to attack him at once and they had to leave. Now, I don't want to alarm you, but apparently that's not what happened.
Doesn't it really sound true? As soon as you start saying everybody attacked him all at once, he's like, and I had to fight my way out there.
And like the guy who owns it just went.
See if they were that anti-gay, just get your dick out and just start running around like, oh, more.
It turns out, according to the owner of the bar, what actually happened was that he went in, sat down, everyone booed him, and he left. Which
that's comparable.
It's like fighting off a fucking army by yourself, you know. But
army awards.
Aye, so see all these right wing fucking fuckers, right? Fuck off. So
just
if you're going
up.
if you're going to create about freedom of speech, at least make it sure what you're crying about is a breach of freedom of speech. And like the First Amendment in America is only that the government can't censor you. It's no, I want to go on Facebook and call all black people the N-word and Facebook ban me. That's no freedom of speech. That's not adhering to the fucking rules and regulations of Facebook. Which says
that's the one thing I always get, like when Milo was banned from Twitter like completely, they were just like, oh my god, they're censoring him. It's like, no, because Twitter doesn't have to follow any kind of rules. Like, it's a private company. They can ban you for just tweeting about your fucking tea bags this morning if they want to.
Yeah, he went to that bar and started teabagging people, and that's why he got booed.
Because he wasn't good at it.
To be fair, I would boo someone that teabag me. I'm not violent because I get a kick in.
Imagine that, just like boo.
Well, you can't do that though.
Thumbs down as well.
Imagine that you went boo and he just put his balls in your mouth because you opened it. How gutted would you be?
See you.
I do not agree with this.
I do not agree. Oh, he's done it again.
It's quite salty.
Not only are you putting your balls in my mouth, but you've not even washed.
I was talking to a guy once. I can't remember what band it was. It was a crust punk man I went to see, right?
Alright.
And actual crusties that didn't wash or pure fucking minging. And I can't remember who it was, but someone went, so like if you don't wash, man, like what if you're going to get your hole? It's like, which I don't know if someone doesn't wash, I'm assuming the opportunity doesn't come up that often.
Do you not just find a fellow crustacean?
A crustacean?
Aye, that's what I'm calling them now. No.
Maybe, I don't know, but it was like, well, if you're going to get sex, I don't have a shower or anything like that, but it's only polite. That was what he used, polite.
It's only polite.
That I at least run the tap over my dick and balls. I thought,
it's something,
I suppose. Because like on it,
that's the one, you know.
I don't know about lassies, right? But in the male anatomy, the sweatiest part does seem to be the cock and balls.
Yeah,
that's probably not the sweatiest part in a lassie's body. Their cock and balls. No. It's like,
I have to ask a lassie. Your cock and balls gets.
Any lassies listening? Do you want to come on? We can get to the bottom of this.
Right.
So I suppose like a wee rinse under the tap is better than nothing, but still, preferably a regular shower would be the polite.
Or at
thing
least
to
if
do.
you got one of those wee squeegee bottles that had the washing gel.
I don't know what you're
Mate, do
talking about.
you know what? Like it's like a squeegee gel thing. You just kind of rub your hands in it and it cleans them all up.
Oh,
They've got them at work.
the antibacterial thing is it?
That's the one. The squeegee gel thing.
You shouldn't put that in your fucking cock and balls.
Well, with him, he'll have built up such a layer already that surely it'll just
Needs a fucking bottle of Flash to get all that grime away.
a brow
Lime
pad,
scale.
an industrial hose.
It's been a while since I had my hole, so. Right,
Anyways.
since that's definitely. I don't even. What the fuck were we talking about when we went?
Oh, I don't even know. That's why we need
How
to.
Dangula, how do we get all the fucking
aye,
crust
fuck.
bumps and lime scale?
Dunt.
Oh, aye. Did you hear about the fella? I mean, you did because you sent it to me. The fella that he's only 20 years old, and he's so far in the past 4 years been attacked by a venomous snake, a ferocious bear, and a big Ganton shark.
No, Derek, tell me more.
Tell you more? Well, aye, he's in a bad way. He's in a bad way. Would you be considered lucky or unlucky to have all three of those things happen to you within 4 years' time? Like,
I don't know. Where does he live?
I don't. Well, they all happened in different places. The shark bite was in Hawaii. The bear was in Colorado. I think he went camping, and he went out for a piss or something, and a bear just grabbed him by the head, like just started kind of carrying him about, and he punched it a few times and ran away. And then the snake, I don't even know where. Probably his back garden.
Just went for a shite.
Aye.
Bit him in the dick.
No.
Do you hear that happen to someone?
Like snakes in a plane get bit in a dick?
Not snakes in a plane, no.
No, but it happens in that. Have you seen that film?
Did it? No.
Aye, a guy's getting a wee bit of dirty
I've
time
not
on the
seen
go.
snakes in a plane,
He
no.
gets
But apparently in India,
clamped
a
right in the
guy
neck.
fucking went for a piss and it climbed out the toilet and just bit him in the dick.
I mean, how fast was it? Like,
Snakes are pretty fast, but at the same time, we're lucky in Scotland that we don't need to worry about fucking snakes and crocodiles and things coming at the sewers.
aye,
So,
true.
it's like-
Also, I'm 2 floors up, so I think I'm alright
I
there.
think they come through the sewage pipes, man. I don't think they just
I know, but
climb upstairs.
how would they get up?
When you open the toilet to piss.
Aye. But how would they get up my toilet? That's 2 flights of stairs. And it's a big long string. How's it getting up? There's no ladder. And it doesn't have arms.
Climb up the stairs, sneak into your house and then hide in the toilet.
No.
Come through the sewage pipes.
Aye, but I don't know, man.
Not got any apes.
I'm just...
I mean, I don't know if all of them are on the ground floor, if that's what you're getting at.
Aye. They'll all just stay in the ground. I'm fine. Don't open up the possibility.
You go to America a lot, and by that I mean like
A few times.
more than me. It might happen there. You're going to fucking
yeah,
Florida, there's alligators and shit there.
I know, they're brilliant. I held an alligator. Like, no, a big one. A wee tiny baba one. It's good.
They bite you.
It bit my heart and wouldn't let go.
It's the first song of our fucking Armour Metal band. What was the band we started at the beginning of this? I'm sure there was one. Can't mind.
Can't mind.
There was one.
It's on the treasure trove of all the old bands. Now. Just
Go to
names that we
Facebook.
forgot.
If anyone's listening to this, which by this point the fucking
I don't know what you would do.
have given up hours ago. Start a Facebook page for the band that we formed in that.
Yeah, and then send us the account name and password, and then follow us.
Why have we not got a Facebook page?
Facebook's shite.
It is shite, and our Twitter page hasn't exactly been a
It's
growing
not really.
success.
It's not really taken off.
We don't need that. We got a fucking Discord server.
Subreddit.
Yeah, I'm on Reddit now. That's the lows that we've reached with this trying to find partner.
Do fannies want to ask? Is
Do
it?
you want to ask that question? Trying to go on Reddit and hope
Do we
I find-
have any questions this week?
Terry, at Terry on Twitter
At Terry.
from our work,
At Terry.
asked a question, but it doesn't really lend itself to part.
You think, what was it?
What closed down shop would you like to see return?
What close? As in a shop that's closed, we want it back.
Woolworths.
Woolworths, mate.
Woolworths.
50p walnut whips.
I like walnuts, right?
I know that, but you got them.
Why?
I don't know, my mum used to buy them and I'd be like, cheers.
Terry would like a walnut whip.
I would. Aye.
Well, Woolworths was a fucking magical thing, right?
It was good, man. I had that written.
I think that's where its problems was.
It wasn't niche enough.
It's cool when you're a wee guy, it's like fucking pick and mix your ass. And it had toys and things like that. You're like, cool. But they had everything else in the world. Like, you need to narrow it down a wee bit. You're no fucking Tesco. You don't need to have everything. Though, in saying that, have you ever been to a European supermarket?
Yeah. One in Amsterdam, and they didn't speak English.
Was it Carrefour?
No, I don't think so.
That's the one I went to in Valencia, and I'm not even joking when I say they had everything. Like, I know we go, Tesco's got everything. No, it doesn't. Carrefour fucking has everything. Fucking, like, the size of IKEA, it's just massive, right? The one in Valencia. And we're walking about, and all of a sudden, they had fridges and freezers, right? Which is pretty standard. But then when we walked in, they had fucking scooters, as in...
Like Vespas?
Vespas and shit like that. And I was like...
How far does this go?
I was like, and I'm just going to get some cheese. Oh, fuck. Impulse buy a Vespa. I don't know if they had cars. I don't remember cars. But then I was wandering about, and like, had a fucking... This is the thing that blew the tits right off me, right? It was about November we went. It's my ex-girlfriend's parents had a holiday home there, and they went to want to go for like a week, and I went, cool. And so coming up to the festive period, which we better start thinking about our next Christmas episode, because it'll come.
Guys,
it's coming. So
we actually do it at Christmas this time.
January's kind of Christmas.
It's kind of Christmas.
What we're doing Christmas Day. Live podcast on Christmas Day for the new listeners.
Live for it, Asda.
Live for the cows. So we went in to Carrefour. It was like, fucking, here's a Christmas section, right? So I was like, yes. So went up, and this thing was like €15, which was far too much money, but it was a Kinder Surprise advent calendar.
Oofed, man.
Now, I'm a fan of the Kinder Surprises.
Aye, the Kinder's good.
They're shite, but I like the toys, and if there's anything comic related, I'm going to get it, as we discussed in the Christmas episode. But they fucking started doing DC things again.
Have they?
So I've had to buy them again. I need fucking... But they've split it. They're cheeky bastards. They're fucking cheeky bastards, right? There's a guy's version and the lassie's version. So...
Pink and blue.
Pink and blue. But like, the lassies one have the lassie superheroes in it. DC superheroes girls. It's a fucking... cartoon now, and then the guys ones also have the DC one, so I need 2 of the lassie ones and 2 of the guy ones, man. And it's going to be like the Wonder Woman thing all over
you're
again.
going to be at it all year,
because the lassie's one I don't have the Wonder Woman of. And Wonder Woman and Catwoman I need, and for the guys I need Superman and Flash.
so send them into your PO box.
My birthday's just buy us a box. So I just like, European supermarkets are weird because they had like live octopus there as well.
Oh, yeah?
I don't know why. Who wants a live octopus?
I mean,
they weren't like fucking giant squids or anything. They were just like wee ones. I should
like,
clarify.
Who's like just kind of impulse buying that? Just going in and going, what am I having for tea?
I need my octopus and my Vespa. Here you go, octopus. On you drive. Just sucker onto the...
I get 2 Vespas, one for me, one for my octopus. What do you mean he doesn't know how to drive? He's got like... You'll figure it out.
Turbo.
Something else is going to bring up there, right? Fucking talking about Christmas. I'll forget this by the next Christmas episode. One time, me and Jameson did go to the cat house on Christmas Eve.
How was that?
It was the cat house, but it was Christmas Eve. But no, I'm not going to...
Was Santa there?
Well, I was going to say, I don't want to brag, but a very important person who you'd think would be busy. And that night, no, honestly, don't know what he was doing.
Was it Pete?
No, he slipped in. Imagine Pete was saying, oh, fuck, nobody'd get anything. Sorry lads, this is on me. I only work once a year, but slipped in.
Oh son, I forgot your batteries.
It's got the beard for it as well.
True.
So Santa was there. Now, I don't know if you're meant to do this, but because I was a skinny guy, I don't know what, I'm going to sit on his knee, and he was giving it presents. So I went up and I got this very lovely, looking back it would have been shite, right? But it was like a wee Jack Daniel's hip flask that they probably got given for promotional things, just getting away, but it's a nice wee flask. Was that fucking yes? Hip flash.
Well,
That's pretty good.
Moan the Santa.
Moan Santa. You've done yourself this. You're hen. And then Jameson went up. It's like, fuck, you got a hip flask. I'm going to go and see Santa then. And he went over and he came back and he had an inflatable guitar.
Like pre-inflated as well.
I had to.
Excellent. Couldn't even take it home. So he can inflate and enjoy later.
So what the fuck's this?
Fuck up, Santa.
And then Shug came and he went up and he got an inflatable microphone. So I think they probably started a band yet. Then
maybe Santa just didn't see the musical prowess in you. I was like, do you know what? Get up now. Go drink.
I'm alright with that.
I got I don't know if I've told this in here before, but when I was in university, our campus, I nearly shot myself. But like, at our union, they were having some mad like Jack Daniels promotion one night, and they had a bunch of like Jack Daniels things that you could win at the bar, and you just had to go and buy Jack Daniels, and they would maybe give you something, maybe not give you something. And like the prizes were like they had two wee like mini drumsticks with Jack Daniels written on them. I'm going to say Jack Daniels Hunters right here. Not even going to shorten it to JD because I'm not that fanny.
I'm trying to get a sponsorship. You know, it's fine. Hoagies and Jack Daniels.
Hoagies and Jack Daniels, right down the gullet. And they had a few wee things like a wee keychain that was shaped like a plectrum with Jack Daniels written on it. And then the ultimate prize, as far as I was concerned, was a harmonica with like Jack Daniels engraved in it. But it was steaming, and I was like, I want that. Like, I need to own one of those. And like my pal, who didn't really drink that much, went up to the bar one time and got a fucking harmonica like straight up, and he's like, look at this, pure teeting and all that. And I'm like, you're a fucking arsehole. So I went up every like 20 minutes, get a new drink, try and get me a fucking harmonica. I've got so many drumsticks, man. So many drumsticks. And the very last one, I think must have been about like my 8th drink or something like that, finally got a fucking harmonica. I'm so chuffed, man.
You still got it?
I think so. I think it's in a box somewhere.
Will you play it in the next episode?
I'll do the opening tune. The
harmonica special.
Aye, I'll go down a treat.
So shite prizes.
I got absolutely shit faced though, trying to win it. So that when I finally tried to use it, I couldn't. My lips didn't really work anymore. It's just this weird kind of.
You should get kazoos. TurboDunters kazoos.
Branded kazoos. Get the merch going.
We'll need to at least get £100 a month. Maybe trying to get that done.
Aye.
Printing costs, man.
We'll have a wee satchel that you can put your eckies into. So that
satchel.
It's a wee clip on hanging the side of the kazoo. So you can just go. We done. We done. Mid kazooing.
You see. Why would you do that?
I don't know.
Like a dunt through the kazoo.
Aye.
That's pretty good. So that didn't really
That's how
answer
whistles
Terry's question about how shocked you'd like to see back.
You were right, it didn't lend itself to par.
No, we just went on for the tirade like the rest of the episode, man.
Yeah.
I don't think Terry quite understood the need for the question. I mean, that's why we've had questions like closest to shitting yourself or shit is fucking school trip, because at least there is something you can talk about.
Aye.
What's the shittest shop you've ever been into then?
The shittest shop I've been in? Stuff's pretty shit, is it not?
Stuff?
Stuff.
I don't know what that is.
Do you know what it is? Oh, it's this shop, I don't know if it's still just by Glasgow Central, but
Oh,
it just
I do know
sells.
where you are.
It's like the badging shop, the one
Aye.
that sells like quad bikes in the front windows, but then you go in and it's like dildos up the back, and like skins and bongs everywhere and all that, and it's just the most like, it's a weird mix of like, you know, genuine smoking utensils and like things that
sexual aids.
sexual aids, and then just the most crappiest novelty stuff you can find. Like, see how they made like dodgy looking candles that are like shaped in weird ways, and fucking big statues of like massive dragons and all that, where you go in and you're like, obviously I need one. They've just got hundreds of those.
And you
like,
see like 100 quid, it's like, why?
why?
How many have you
that?
sold of these, son? None. Oh,
None, but we've sold hundreds of skins. It's like, well, I wonder. I wonder what your clientele's here for.
No, like, we're talking about vaping earlier, so obviously we go back to it now. But see the amount of fucking vape shops everywhere.
I know, they're really springing up.
Vicky Road has like 4 of them, and I think, why?
Like, there's enough vape juice out there.
There is, and like, the one in fucking Union Street pisses me off the most. It's just up for the KFC beside CX, and they actually have a fucking video of people doing vape tricks playing in the window. See, when I become Prime Minister, right, first thing I'm going to do is shut down all vape shops. In fact, no, I'm not. What I'm going to do is outlaw insurance policies for vape shops and then burn them all the fuck down.
It's like extreme prohibition.
Yeah, but I'm leaving against people with vape, as I said. Like, Jameson's
just don't be enthusiastic about it.
Yeah, Jameson's a good boy who done it right. You know, he got off the fags by vaping, but fucking see if you recreationally just day tricks, get fucked.
Aye. Look, I've got quite a bit of patience for like most things, but see when you become enthusiastic about certain things, I'm just not into it, man.
Like you and Yakuza.
Me and Yakuza, because that's how it's said, right?
No, it's not.
It's Yakuza.
Shite anyway.
It's fucking Dino.
God of War is better, mate.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
Was this going to be? Just a back and forth.
Aye,
let's do it. But no, like when people start getting really fucking enthusiastic about things and like trampolining, I'm fine with. Trampoline parks, they seem cool. But see when you get people that like have memberships and go every week, and it's like, yeah, man, I'm going to try and get a sick trampolining.
I wasn't expecting that.
No, you've opened the door. You've opened the door for
of all the things,
trampolining, man. Like, it's cool. It seems like it'd be really amazing. But see when you get wanks that like that's their thing.
I've never
fuck off.
Never met someone whose thing is trampoline. To be fair. No,
you're not meant Bouncy Joe.
See you on next month.
You'll be on the boat. You'll be on the boat.
I'm trying to think of any examples of people who are pure into things that I'm not into. Metal, I can't take it seriously.
They don't own anything else but Doc Martens.
Doc Martens are punk, mate. I wear Doc Martens.
They're a bit metal now.
No, that's Rockport, you're thinking. But
so it is Rockport.
Aye, fucking the oi punks more fucking Doc Marten. Anyway, metal I just can't take seriously at all. It's so fucking stupid. The songs are too long, right? I think we went over it the other month. We were not singing Enter Sandman at one point.
Probably.
I think that might have got edited, or it would.
We do that anyway.
But it's like Enter Sandman. It's just the same riff for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And it's like, does this song really need to go this long? Like at all?
Does it go anywhere?
Yeah. And then you've got all the black metal cunts, right? Not as in black metal, no. Aye. People who are black who like metal.
I know, mate.
Like fucking Mortis and things like that. The guy dressed up. Have you ever seen Mortis? The guy dressed up as a goblin.
Yes. Yeah.
And then the guy's like, I'm so into fucking, like, I can't remember the name of the band, but like the Swedish band who fucking burnt down churches.
Yeah, the guy that's spewed in the jail and all that.
Murdered cunts for in the name of black metal. It's like, mate, just
aye. Like it's the same way that like when I was young, I was all about Linkin Park when I was like 13, 14 because that's what was expected, and at the time you're thinking like, oh yeah, I saw this angst, but I mean, no. And then I'm now 25 looking at it going, they were about this age when they were really in their height of like Linkin Park, and they're still kind of doing Linkin, well, not that much anymore. They're still kind of in that vibe of like, yas, angst. It's like, you're like 30, 40 years old. Man. Like, I'm over it. I've passed it, but that's your thing. It's mad.
I suppose you can put it in music in general, but like metal, I just don't get. And my mate's in a metal band, right? Paul, hopefully he's not listening. And I suppose technically they're good, right?
Yeah.
I'll need to get Gary for work to listen. Someone who's actually into metal, right? But
yeah.
They were on. He shared a link, and there was a review of their song or their they've just done a music video, right?
Yeah.
So they've done a review of the music video, and the website was called Moshville. Moshville, and I just thought, how can you be taken serious? No, the band, this website called Moshville, for fuck's sake, man.
Aye, like it's the same premise as like, I can't take a band seriously that sings literally about demons and like fucking Bullet for My Valentine and Avenged Sevenfold and all that. Like, they've got some alright songs to listen to, but I couldn't honestly picture myself going, yes guys, I've got this amazing riff, I'm going to write a song about harlots. Like,
I was about to say, the Beast,
metal, right?
The Beast and the Harlot by Avenged Sevenfold is one of the worst fucking songs I've ever heard in my life, right? And it was fucking Jameson's fault, because see the wee bit, it's like do like building up, and then the chorus is like do. Yeah,
it's the most like.
And Jameson's like, that's the fucking Noddy theme tune. I was like, Probably, aye. And it's just like these guys with like fucking metal teeth and just like, oh, I'm going to look hard, and it's like, mate, your song's about fucking wanking or something.
Bringing it back to Kiss as well, like fucking what already? Imagine being in Kiss.
I don't get Kiss. Like, oh, Kiss nights and service. I said the devil music. Like, it's fucking pop music. Listen, I think Dylan listens to that.
I know.
It's like, what a rock and roll. It's like, mate,
It's like fucking get off the radio.
you're so satanic, mate.
Oh man, 6660. Huh? It's just that kind of facade. They're just like, oh yeah, man, we're really, really dark. And it's like, fuck off, man. You're 40.
And how the fuck does like Motley Crue and shit like that come under metal?
Aye.
Like, even metal now, I listen to hardcore because I'm fucking hard as fuck and got calf tattoos and wear camel shorts, right? But I really like hardcore music. I love Sick of It All. I love Agnostic Front, like all these bands, and like half of them are like heavier than some metal bands. It's like, how? It's like, I don't get it. Though in saying that, I will say this, right?
What's that?
No, the worst band ever. I know I'm open to
You've opened up the 3 last year, last episode, but
no, they're nowhere near as bad. Like, see Newfound Glory, right? They fucking suck. Like,
you know what I mean?
Or the cock, right? And I'm not saying that in a homophobic way. Like, the worst thing I can think of is sucking a cock, right?
Because you don't like sucking cocks.
Because I don't like sucking cocks. Right? It's not because I'm gay guys do that. That's awful. It's more I don't want something like that in my mouth. You know, especially after talking about the guy who's got lime scale and fucking
the one that needs a wee bit of Dettol to taste satchel.
Right, a big sweaty go, right? Even a wee sweaty one, that's just unacceptable, right? But Newfound Glory are fucking atrocious, right? And see any band that has a vocalist that squeaks, just let your balls drop, mate, right? You're in your 40s, just stop it.
Aye.
And
just grab them and put them down.
My friend's over you. And then,
man, like Newfound Glory, like the international superiors of hardcore.
That's what I was going to talk
much
about.
Better.
Yeah, because like all they did was swap out fucking the guy who squeaks for the guitarist,
sings,
and it's like
it's infinitely better.
You wouldn't even know it was the same cunts because it's so fucking different.
Aye,
and it's like just stop Newfound Glory, right? They're shite.
Just be the ISHC.
Aye, they're good. Even though they're a comedy band, but they're
so much better.
They're still better than Newfound Glory. Remember they were called A Newfound Glory?
Were they? Mm-hmm. A Newfound Glory.
They were A Newfound Glory, and then they dropped that A. Probably because that band A came along. Remember them?
Well, it's probably because people can. Oh yeah, I remember.
Don't want your job at Starbucks. That way we can't compete with this when they drop it.
Like it's just like they were right next to them and like iPod lists of artists, and they're like, no, get us down at the ends.
Fucking. Oh well. No, the bassist for fucking McFly's in A now.
Is he in A?
He's in A. He's a bassist for A. Because someone I know.
That just seems like such an unwise band name.
Yeah.
A. It's like various artists.
No, there's a band called Unspecial Guests.
Unspecial Guests?
Plus Special Guests. That's a fucking stupid name as well.
Anything that has like, did you mean plus like the word plus?
No, like
the sign plus.
No,
anybody that does that, Pish, you're just fucking yourself with a list of artists.
I think they just saw it in a fucking poster, like, oh, Newfound Glory plus Special Guest. Oh, we could call ourselves plus Special Guest.
Plus Special Guest, plus Special Guest.
Not thinking that's the worst fucking band name of all time.
Aye.
No, like
that's bad.
It is bad. Like, and going back to fucking metal bands, they have so many bands with just stupid names. Like, fuck. I can't remember what they're called now.
Falling in Reverse.
They're not metal, man. They're a way of life.
It's like the worst thing you've said.
Look, we need to put some context into this. So we can't just mention a band that hopefully nobody's heard of.
I thought that's where you're leading to.
No, no. I think they were like, I don't know what they were. That's the only song I've heard by them. It was like pop punk meets K-pop.
Yeah.
Which is as horrific as it fucking sounds. You should actually drop a wee bit in here. So people know what we're talking about.
She made me drink a potion just to fall in love. She got me drunk, tipsy off her love. I'm just another victim of the bad girls club. She's always blowing up
Aye, that is. I was watching. It was like the best music videos ever because I was. I don't know if this is a Mandela effect thing. I can't believe I bring this up, right? But the video before it was Hash Pipe by
Weezer,
right? And I'm sure that when it first came out, they had to call it Half Pipe because obviously at the time,
because of the drugs and that,
because of the baddies with the drugs.
Because everyone was into skateboards. That's
I don't know.
I as far as I remember it being on TV, it's always been called Hash Pipe.
Yeah.
What a good song.
It's not a good song.
That's a great song.
Weezer are fucking terrible.
Weezer are the fucking best. What is wrong with you?
They're shite apart from the swear song.
No.
Yep.
No, man. Other Colour albums are amazing.
No, especially not Pinkerton.
That's not technically a Colour album.
It's got pink in it.
Aye, but
I know the Blue album and fucking Pinkerton.
blue, green, red, white, they're all good.
No.
White's the best.
Is it?
Aye.
But I know why it's not the best.
Why?
Because the Beatles had a white album as well. And
I bet the Weezer album's better than the Beatles album.
me shiting a flare's better than the Beatles, mate. Especially if it's not my
Always
flare.
back to the shites for you.
Fucking Pete. Right, so metal bands with weird names like Iron Maiden, right? That's a medieval torture device. I suppose that's
pretty
metal. Pretty metal. But at least like I know
It's
that.
pretty metal. Kill Switch Engage.
Oh, they fucking suck.
I bet that name. That's good.
No,
I like a few Kill Switch songs, man. Do you see the guy who was in The Price is Right?
why would I know this?
The guitarist was pure into The Price is Right and just went on one day and get picked. And then he's just come to this tattooed fucking deviant looking bastard and he's just sitting like happy as hell.
Did they win?
I don't know, I don't think so. I think he got to the mad big spinny wheel bit.
That's fair. He must have won something then. He
must have
won
done
something to
that,
get to there.
He needs it.
I can't believe I fucking lost all shit band. No, the day I was doing a metal quiz on Facebook.
Yeah.
It was like, do you know your metal? And it's like,
Probably
aye.
not. Let's have a
I
look.
think I ended up with like 58% right, which as someone who isn't into metal in any way, I was quite proud of, you know. But like Metallica, what's that? Shite. Guns N'
Who
Roses.
thinks that up?
Shite. Or Guns N' Roses metal, I don't know. Ever since I found out Def Leppard and Motley Crue are considered metal, I don't fucking understand
It's a weird genre that's just kind of like it's opened up to a lot of different things. Because there's
like,
a lot of sub.
things like
parts
Whitesnake
of
or
it.
hair metal, as they called it. It was more fucking glam than anything. I
Yeah,
thought.
aye.
You know, but
It's same with Kiss.
yeah, well, Kiss, aye. Like, who's considered the first metal bands? Is it like Black Sabbath or something like that?
Probably, aye.
But
Dio. Because he came before. Black.
okay.
He did.
Does he know the singer of Black Sabbath before Ozzy? Or have I made that up?
Yeah, he was.
Aye. And know nothing about metal, but true story. When me and Kelly got the dog, she wanted to call it Dio.
Why? Is she into Dio?
No, she's into like shite fucking horror stuff. I'm assuming it's something to do with that. But as soon as she said this, I went, we can't call the dog Dio because Jameson will just sing fucking Holy Diver at it all the time. And then
That wouldn't be a bad thing.
And then she went, what's that? And I had to play it to her. And the video for Holy Diver's pretty metal because he's just walking about with a sword.
Aye. Speaking of which, Killswitch also did a cover of Holy Diver.
That's right.
Holy Diver!
So fucking
Love
bad.
that song, man. It's so good.
And then like I said that to James, is like, see if the dog was called Dio, would you just sing Holy Diver at it? It's like, aye.
Of course I would.
Is it not them? Oh no, it wasn't. Never mind. But metal, it's comical. Like
Yeah.
it's like, how can you do it?
If you do that in your old age, like,
Aye.
fuck's sake, man.
Oh, talking of old age, I saw. Remember in the previous episode we were talking about old punk cunts. I saw a few of them the other day.
Oh, aye?
It was a guy wearing a tartan suit with a pink mohawk. He must have been in his like 60.
Jesus.
I don't know who was playing though, and they didn't have any fucking pit bulls. It was quite sad.
Quite a team.
But every year, it must have been yesterday. Always on the Saturday, like round about my birthday, they have the what's it called, Scotland Calling gig, which at the ABC, which is just like
Clash stuff or something.
the
like,
Clash or a band man.
What?
Clash on it, but Joe Strummer's been dead for like...
No, I was being like a Clash tribute thing or something.
No,
is it
it's,
no? Just because it's Scotland.
No, it's all punk bands.
Yeah,
I
just
think
punk
the Damned were playing it, and Angelic Upstart. Just all the old fucking... We should have went outside and recorded a live podcast. Just like, mate, where are you the rest of the year? Like, what do you do? It's like, I don't get this. Surely we'd notice you walking about, you know. Where's your pit bulls, mate?
Sure would hear you with all the chains.
Fucking London calling. Not London calling, Scotland calling even. The Clash, nah. Joe Strummer's dead, mate. Go
Good.
for it.
Fucking hate the Clash.
Why?
Just don't like them.
But you like brand new?
Yeah, I do, because they're good.
Nah.
Yeah.
Nah.
We're just going to get another wee fight here.
Brand
It's
new
good
or
air.
not- Brand new or not good. What we talk? Metal bands, right? So you've got your... What do Coheed and Cambria come under?
Fuck, man. I mean, technically, Mel.
But
Technically.
why have they got the guy from Newfound Glory singing?
It's the Mexican variation of that guy.
It's like, I don't get it. It's
Aye.
like, and like that name just sounds stupid. Like what?
Claudio Sanchez.
No,
Or Coheed and Cambria. Oh, right. That's the name of the singer.
I didn't know
I don't
that.
know if you know that.
I didn't. I don't know anything about him.
I'm big into Coheed, apparently.
I just thought Coheed and Cambria, like for the name, I was like, oh, this must be like fucking doom metal or something like that.
And it's no.
Good eye, sniper. Like someone told me that. I was like, who is this? They play this in the fucking Cat House all the time. So I was like, Coheed and Cambria. I was like, no, seriously, who is this? And then I had to go home and like YouTube it. I was like, fuck. Right.
Right.
I feel bad for doubting them because like with a name like that, you just don't expect fucking. It's bad.
I know that it's that. Yeah, it's a lot of image.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of these bands, like you've got a certain kind of like viewpoint of how they are,
Expectation, aye.
expectations, and then they just
Don't meet
squash it.
And the other stupid thing about metal, and I'm surprised we all talked about this shit, see the ones that are like just scribbles, like the band names that are just scribbles in a poster. You see them.
And you can't even make it out.
It's like all
It's
these
just like
spikes and
this
things.
really stylized thing. And it's like, you know, corpse of a river. And you're like, how the fuck can I read that? It's
It's
just,
like, you'll never know if your favourite band's coming because you can't read it. Just
like,
turn
see when your letter I is like stylized in a poster with like 42 spokes. It's not gonna happen. Not gonna be able to see it.
as I said, metal doesn't do it. All about the punk. Eh?
I just imagine them telling their ma, because I've told my mum, oh, I'm in a band now, mum, before, and I can just imagine them going, right, mum, I'm in a band, we're called Suicide Incarnate, and she'll be like, that's nice. We just sing songs about fucking blood.
Suicide Incarnate, our biggest songs about dying in a bath. Are you alright with that, Mo?
Yeah,
Maybe they'll get that joke, but that's
Nah,
one for
they
us.
I fuck yous. As long as we're happy.
Yeah, like band names. I was in a stupid band. Like we had all. I can't remember for what it was. We had all the intention in the world of living up to our band name and being Mexican Neds. Hence why we're called Bandito Fluto, and then it just didn't happen. But by that point, we'd already had like, I think our first gig we were going to we had like a 3-song EP, I suppose it'd be EP. And I think we'd done that before our first gig. So by that time we'd already came up with a cover with like Bandito Fleet on it, so there was no turning back. You know, that was it. We're Bandito Fleet on it, and it fucking sucked, man. Like, it's such a bad name.
Aye. A lot of Glaswegian bands had some pretty boufing names. People that like toured with or whatever, but not toured with, played with.
Mogwai, shite. Wet, pish.
Oh, fuck's sake.
Travis, fuck's sake.
Get a grip.
Try to think of any bands with bad names. We played with a band called C-Section Infection, which was kind of
C-section infection.
It's kind of grim.
Aye.
We also played with a band called The Bucket Rage.
The Bucket. That sounds. I'd buy their EP, man. That'd be decent.
Who else did we play with?
At least we're past the fucking stage of band names now. You know, societally, starting with the. Like, do you remember the fucking spate of, like, it was 2005 to 2009 where it was just everybody was called the something?
No, it was, remember the fucking Sum 41 had that video?
The Sum 41s?
Well, the changes, like that was the joke at the beginning, like, you need to be the Sums now, and it's like,
Yeah, smoke 'em up, Johnny.
fucking, like, they were all shite as well. The Strokes, fuck off.
The Wombats.
The Hives.
The Feeling.
The Coral.
The View.
Oh, fuck The View.
Scottish legends.
Dundee's favourite band.
Yeah. Dundee's only band.
No, wait, the drummer for Deacon Blue was for Dundee, but he's...
Is that a band name as well, the drummer for Deacon Blue?
Aye.
I'd bet
Do
that.
you see this thing where, like, I can't remember the name of the band. They're a pop punk band from Michigan, I think. I can't remember the name, but they had a song called fuck this completely.
fucked it completely.
But basically it was something like Hounds of Love. It wasn't this, but just because I said, but the song was called something like Hounds of Love by Kate Bush, right? And everyone's like, oh, this isn't that song.
What, they just called a song
It
Hounds
just
of Love
like
by Kate Bush?
something like that. It may have been a song by Michelle Branch, but I don't know any song. It was Michelle Branch was the artist, but I don't know any of her fucking songs.
Aye.
But the song was called whatever by Michelle Branch, and everyone's like, "This isn't."
And it
that
was
song.
they just called
their
their original song, nothing to do with that.
Yeah, and then like we're pure raging because like, well, people stop saying that this isn't this song, and it's like, why do you name your fucking song that? Then?
Yeah, what the
That's
fuck?
so fucking stupid.
Fucking dunces.
Aye, that's why me and see when it came to naming the Bandito Fleetwood song, me and Ross always fucking push for calling them just something stupid, right? That had nothing to do with the song.
Okay.
And then practices, Big Ross is always like, "You're not going to remember what these are. Like, stop giving them stupid names because you don't know." Bodies was called Bodies, and that did mention Bodies, so it was fine. But the rest of it,
Yeah.
in fact, the first CD was fine. Because except when I try to be topical, we had a song called Credit Crunch because that was the whole fucking stupid thing, right? But it was originally called 5 Famous Books I Almost Wrote, which is a fucking far better song title. But because the chorus went, "Where's my credit?" I didn't get it. And
Get called credit.
I got called Credit Crunch, right? But the rest of them was like "Win a Date with Bandito Fleetwood," and there's nothing to do. Nothing to do with winning a date. And then there was "You Put the Fud in You're a Fud."
I had my friend was in a band and they used to just call their songs like kind of like just whatever the demo version was. They would have a name for that and then actually name it like once it was all finished. But used to just refer to all his songs by the daft nicknames. And I'm fairly sure one of them was called Psychopractor. And like the name that it turned into was just so completely different and like pop punky and relative at the time, but it's like, no, it's called Psychopractor, man. That's mad.
What was the other stupid? It was like Two Bob Short.
Bob Short.
That was named after a band me, Jameson, and Wee Ross formed once, and a guy called Roy. We formed them in Central, and we were the name wouldn't even work now because me and Jameson were skins.
Because we got a Bob anymore.
Well, Bob's 5p, but it was like we're 2 bob short for a packet of Space Raiders, which were 10p at the time, and now they're like 50.
50.
It's like, but see, we should start a band called 2 bob short. I fucking shit you not, this happened. 2 5 pences just rolled down like, the slope and landed at our feet. And
No
like,
way.
This is a fucking sign. And obviously,
What the fuck? How?
I don't know. We don't know how it happened. Someone must have been listening
Hearing
and
you and
just
just going-
throwing them down. But we never done anything. The sign wasn't
No.
taken. We just went, "Aye, cool, we're a band now."
That could have been you out there on the big world.
We could have a song called Bandito Fleetwood by now.
Exactly.
But like every time, like Wee Ross would go, "Right, next we'll play 2 bob short," and I'd sit there and go, "What was that one again?" And Big Ross would just go fucking beeling. "I fucking told you what they're about." And it's like, alright, but cool. But luckily Wee Ross is the drummer, he can date anything as long as he
Doesn't need to.
Aye, he doesn't know the chords or anything, he can just follow along when he finally figures out what song it is.
Aye, like most drummers.
Nah, Wee Ross is a good drummer, man. We were fucking metal as fuck, we were double bass metal in our pop punk band.
Yeah.
Yes. So music's stupid. It. I don't like any of it.
It's all shite.
It's all
Get
shite.
rid of it all. iPods should all be burnt.
Yeah, I still don't know how my ex got my fucking iPod when we broke up.
Did she?
Aye.
Is that what they did? Fuck, man. What was on it?
The Hives, the Strokes.
The good stuff.
Dimmu Borgir.
Was it? Did you have the View on there as well? Make sure.
Mate, I had the same jeans on for 3 days now, or whatever the fucking words were. That's the view, isn't it?
It's 4 days.
Fuck's sake. Aye. Did you
It's
ever
4
see
days,
them?
isn't it? No, I didn't fucking see it.
You were in Dundee for a bit? I don't know.
it's not that small. We're like,
I know, but they might.
oh, I'm going to the shops. I've ended up at a View gig.
No, I didn't know if like they played the fucking
The streets.
no the streets,
Just busking.
the Union or something like that, and you
No.
just.
Even if they did, I'd be like, no, I'm
but
going
you
to
did-
stay at home
When
tonight.
did they become big?
Oh, like way after,
Was
way
that-
before I went to
Right,
uni. They were like
cool.
2008, something like that.
I didn't know if like you just accidentally saw
young
them.
boy. Nah, didn't
When I
didn't
accidentally saw fucking Cliffy Biro, man.
That would be great though, because they're a good band.
I can tell you, as someone who experienced it, it wasn't it.
We're going to have a falling out, man.
This is before Black and Sky came out. And
When they were
over, and over, and over, and over, and over. Fucking genius, mate.
Oh, I'm
genius.
just going to let that go on and on.
Well, could have went on for over and over. Aye, like music. It's a big part of my life, though. I fucking hate
Yeah.
it because most of it's terrible, like Falling in Reverse. I'd never need to see that
The
again.
haircuts, man.
That was a thing, right? Like, see fucking Ed Sheeran, right? Get him to fuck. Because, one, he's shite, right? But he's
He's heavy.
inspired all these, what I described as haircuts, to just appear on Buchanan Street doing their fucking shitty
Wonderwall cover.
Wonderwall, or I don't know, I'm assuming they did an Ed Sheeran cover, I don't know any of his songs. But just those fucking bonnets that just turn up.
I heard one of them doing that, my Justin Bieber song, the mad like boyfriend one or whatever. It's like, what the fuck?
Hey, you, I don't like your boyfriend.
That's
I know
no-
that's
that's
no,
no-
I don't know Justin Bieber.
Imagine Avril Lavigne out busking
Nobody would
at
notice.
40.
I don't think she's that old, is she?
I don't know, man.
Unless like banging the guy for Nickelback's just sucked
Aged
the life out of her. Feel sorry for her. Like
Why?
she was popular, right? She was no my sort of thing at all, right? But she was popular for a while with Skater Boy and fucking all that shit, right? But then like everybody just she married the guy from Nickelback and everyone just seemed to hate her by association.
Who came first? Because she was cutting about with the boy for.
She was married to the guy
some
for
for
Sum
the
41.
Sums.
Aye. Imagine losing your wife to the guy from Nickelback.
I know.
That's fucking. You couldn't recover for that. It's like, aye, but he no still close to death. Like he drank himself into a stupor and like.
Who the Sums?
Aye, and had like.
He looked awful, man.
No, like his kidneys and livers gave up because he just drank himself near to death.
Aye.
And then he like got so frail.
And now he's playing shows again, so.
Oh, is he?
Aye, they're back in, out and about.
Was the Asian guy back with him?
Aye, Brownson's still there. That's his name, right?
I was about to say,
That's
is that his name? Clearly, it's
Aye,
not
that's
his
his-
name.
that's
Mr. and Mrs. Soundswee Boy.
No, yeah, that is his moniker, I suppose. Nah, he looks good compared to the singer.
The guy nearly died.
I
You're so
know,
fucking
I
piling it
know.
on him.
Fuck, he looks bad. It's just a fact. But Brownsound looks elegant.
Why
man.
did you just say he looks good? Why do you need to compare him to the guy who nearly died? Just to
really fire at home, man.
Not only does your wife leave you for the guy from Nickelback, you look fucking shit. What about the
What?
drummer? How's he looking these days?
I don't know, man. He's had all these drums in front of him when I saw him. Can you
about
see him?
The other guy? I don't know what the other guy plays.
I'm assuming bass, but
The
I
other
don't
two
know.
guitarists, I don't know anything about some 41 because they fucking suck.
Man, I've got the Sums, tour up in my wall. Tour poster.
Why?
Don't know, I don't.
You like shite music, mate. You might have.
Nah, mate.
You,
I like-
you,
I-
you
I used-
admitted being a big Linkin Park fan. Is it really out with the realms
when I
of
was
pod-
like 14.
Was that no when some 41 were about as well? So you-
as well. Used to play Fat Lip as a cover in my band.
Why?
Because it was a good song.
No. You played the only good pop punk song in the last 50 years.
That's true, Stacey's mum.
No, the only good fucking pop punk song of the modern era that I like is
1985. How did I fucking know?
Because we spoke about it.
Oh, did we?
When I
Alright.
told you that I said to Kelly, I'm better than her because she doesn't have a song about the year she was born. There was Bruce Springsteen.
Talk about bands that don't look good now, man. See the
Wait a minute, right?
What?
Are we talking about Bowling for Soup here?
Aye.
Because they're the fattest band to ever lived. It's not as if they were hunks
but
beforehand.
no, but there was when they were in their heyday, there was only one of them that was fat. Now they're all fat.
No, like you had the really fat guy, and
Aye.
then the rest were chunky. They
Yeah,
weren't,
but, but they weren't
slender.
well, compared to him, they didn't look. They didn't look. You wouldn't say that. You would just be like, they just look like.
Can I just say,
regular
right? I'm a fat bastard, and compared to him, I would look fucking slender, right?
Aye.
that we shouldn't measure them against him. They were still chunky. Like they weren't pure fat, but they were
now
still.
they're nearly his size.
Are they?
They're big boys. They bowled for too much soup, man.
They're for Texas, man. That's what happens.
Nah, it's true actually. You just inflate. Inflate as you get old.
Right now we're babbling about shite pop.
We are. We should
probably.
probably wrap it up. To be honest,
Why
man.
not?
We've
'Cause
covered
we're
quite
going
a
to
lot.
have some fucking pizza.
We are going to have some fucking pizza, which Pete would have also had.
He
No one more.
He would have put the Pete in pizza, but he didn't have.
We're just going to have some Xano.
Yes, he's got to have Shana flavours, but I've got some good ones, man, like pepperoni.
Oh,
Might as
what a
have-
wild boy.
Might as well have pepperoni. I can't even eat pizza. This is a fucking a risk.
This is a risk, man.
That's a risk I'm taking.
What's going to be dangerous?
I need to go home after that. I might shite myself on the train.
en route.
But aye, thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening. It was a bit.
It was a shambles, but
Well, that's what you've come to expect, really.
But-
the fact that we can hold it all together.
kinda. But
There's a merit to us.
To be fair, for once, this wasn't our fault.
Yeah.
Our whole idea was that Pete was going to be here, and he would be brought into it. And then I don't know, I got here about 12:15. Derek was still in his bed.
I'm
so
still in my bed, aye.
we started recording about 20 to 1 when we realised, right, he's no coming. We just need to go for it.
He's still not even texted yet, so he might still be sleeping. Who knows?
Or dead.
Or dead, man. Maybe, right, this could be used as evidence, maybe. That's,
What, that he's
this
dead?
podcast.
He must be dead, he's no here. There's no other options.
Maybe, but what if he commits a crime or something and then he's like, oh, well, it wasn't me, I was recording that podcast. Evidence to say what? Evidence to say what?
Alright. Cool.
Prove it.
Prove it. And
Anyways.
prove a crime.
The callbacks are like on fierce, man.
Aye, that's how out of part are we are.
Pretty much, aye. Until next time when we'll try and get some more patter.
Aye.
Do you want to do a wee wub to get the song out?
No, I can't.
You can't do a wub.
It's too much like Rick and Morty part, which I'm against.
that's
and,
true, aye.
We don't want to wear our one joke to a thing.
Exactly.
Anyway, since we didn't do this earlier, I've been Stephen McLernan.
And I've been Derek Goldie.
Cheery pip.
Bye!
And over 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 and over.